Bang! Neevesknives, I'm Jared, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen, live on Neevesknives. Sorry, I am late, running late. Tell you what, I don't even have any notes for tonight's live. I've been super busy on a few different videos, so I didn't have time, and obviously I'm running late. So I figured we would just do a shit talking live, just bullshit, and you know, if you guys got questions or topics you want to talk about, we'll run it. You know, just keep it nice and laid back tonight. Normally I do have a lot of topics written out and everything, but there's actually a bunch of things going on though. I seen Spyderco has, I'm not sure if it's just exclusive to or if they're just exclusives or like if they're new models that are coming, but I seen a few. One I seen them on Instagram, on somebody's page. One was a very close looking knife to the Shaman, and maybe I'll just pull it up. I'll just pull it up. Let me go find it really quick. I'm sure I can find him quickly. He posted, yep, bam, I already found it. Thomas Moore. We're gonna check out your Instagram. But some of them look pretty dope. I'm definitely interested in some of them, but like I said, I don't know when or anything they're going to be available. So here his Instagram, and I'm going to pull up. We'll just start with the first one. So here's the first one, and the Catcherman and the Military 2 and S90V. The Catcherman, I mean, it obviously looks like a fisherman's knife. It's a Salt series. What steel is it? LC200N. This one looks pretty cool. Check this out. So it has a hollow grind. I know you guys can't read the things because it's probably too small for you, but I can read it for you. The overall length is 7.7 inches. The blade is 3.3 inches, and it is in M398 steel, and it is a hollow grind, and it is a titanium frame lock with what looks like a steel lock bar insert, and obviously a flipper. This looks dope. I like the way this one looks. That the Spyderco intrigues me. Yeah, there's one coming up that's really intriguing to me as well. This one's really nice. What's up, bang gang? Sorry I ain't been around in a hot minute. It's all good, Arrowhead. I appreciate you joining. Thoughts on, well, we're gonna actually go through it right now. Now, like I said, I don't know how many of these are just, you know, like small batch exclusives or what. I have no idea. Detent ball fell out of my McNees today. I pressed it back in and got it back to where it was. You think I'm good? No. I think it's gonna probably pop out again. I think what you should have did was should have put like a little tiny drip of super glue down inside there. The problem is when you do that is you don't want to get any on the ball. But what you can do is you can always use like nail polish remover or acetone to get any off of the ceramic ball if some gets on there. But that would have been the best. But so if it pops out again, just do that. That usually holds them in securely, but they're technically, detent balls are usually just pressed in. They usually don't have anything securing them because it's just the pressure. But you know, if it fell out already, you know, it's one thing I'll say is I don't know what you said it was on a McNees. When you're closing it, don't overcome the detent. So like when you unlock it and it's right there, don't push past right there and do that. Don't do that. That's what tears out detent balls, and that's why that's why a lot of knives have detent ramps. Is for that exact reason. All right, next one. Sage 5 and the Chaparral. Not a big deal. Then we got the Native Chief and the Native Chief. In MagnaCut. Yeah, MagnaCut steel and LC200N. That's pretty dope. I like that. I don't see the HRC, but it still looks cool. I love it. Usually does a good job. All right, now we have the Manix 2 and the Para 3. You know, we already know these are just in different colors and they're in MagnaCut. So that's what's dope. That's what's dope about these is the MagnaCut. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it because I only tested, how many have I had? I think I've had 2 Spydercos in with the Magnet Cut. One of them I actually tested, and it did really well. That was actually the first time I tried good Magnet Cut, because before that, the Magnet Cut I had tried, one was okay, mediocre, but then one wasn't good. It was kind of bad, and I was actually kind of discouraged. But then when I tried Spydercos, I was like, okay, okay. So yeah, good shit. And then we have the paramilitary 2 also in Magnet Cut, and then another PM2 in Magnet Cut with these weird scales. I can't read this small print, so I can't read anything, but I can read the measurements and everything and all that stuff. Not that that's a big deal. You guys can go look this stuff up, I'm sure. Let's go to the next one. The next one is a Manix 2 XL in my Carta in crew wear. I'm in for that one. There we go. I do like the Manix 2. This the regular one in my Carta and crew wear too. Damn it, man. Which one would I pick? Fuck. I think I like my XL a little bit more. Man, it's tough. That's tough, but I think I'm gonna go XL. I love the regular Manix, you know, it's great, but man, when you get it in that was a 3.9 inch, is it no 3.8 inch blade, man, it is so slicey. All right, next is crew wear micarta, military 2 and the para 3. So remember, this is the military, not the paramilitary. So the military is much bigger than the paramilitary. So the para 3 is the smallest version. Then it goes to PM2 and then the military. So the military used to only be with a back lock. I think it was a liner lock at first, and then it went to back lock or something like that. I don't fucking know. And this is a compression lock though. Damn it, I messed up. Where were we? Now, here is something I'm really excited about. The Bodacious. The Bodacious looks like a sleeker version of the Shaman. So the Shaman has a choil. So that's one thing that's very different here. So you can basically get your hand right up to the edge pretty much here. I'm hoping that's not a tapering plunge grind. It's probably computer generated, so it's probably not accurate. It'll probably be just like the normal plunges where it's just straight down. But this looks dope, but it's S30V and it is a compression lock. You can see the closed ones down there at the bottom. Yeah, pretty dope. This is probably my most excited one right now. But I don't know, that crew wear, and then that one with the hologram looks pretty dope with the frame lock. I wonder how much money that thing's gonna be. I wish they told us the MSRP here. Let's go to the next one. And then we already know this one, the Tonto, and that's it. So pretty damn dope. I'm here for it for sure. All right, so let's check out the comments. I'm 100% getting the Crewwear XL. Gonna have to sell my KC exclusive Crewwear G10 XL. Yeah, sometimes you got to make room, right? Sometimes you got to make room, and there's nothing wrong with that. I know I need to make a lot of room right now. Man, I'm kind of dumb for not doing a knife sale like every few months. I'm gonna have to do one pretty soon here, and yeah, and they'll be for really good prices too. There'll be a few that are gonna be, you know, probably standard prices because they're you know, they're a little more special, but I have a lot of you know, budget knives and stuff that I could let go for, like, you know, very very little, that are good quality though. Why hasn't the solid and the ferrous dropped? What the hell? You know, okay, so don't worry. If as long as you pre-ordered it, it'll be fine. What happened was so on the 5th they were supposed to drop. So the problem was they were being held up through shipping, and so they got held up at customs. So then they said the 16th is when they'd be in. So it's basically like, you know, 2 weeks backed up. The 16th has came and gone, and they're like, you know, still showing. So it's probably like a day or so out. It's just, you know, getting in. Once it gets in there, that's going to be something they're going to process really fast because of how long the wait's been. So don't worry about it. As long as you got a pre-order, no worries. But the thing is, though, is that for the people that aren't going to pre-order, I mean, I don't know if any's even left. It looks like they're still left. I'm looking at let me Nefarious. Yeah, it looks like they're all still left in stock, but the thing is though, is that when with the pre-orders, sometimes they're kind of tricky with that. Like you'll literally see some of them drop off and then come back and drop off and come. It's almost like I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, as long as you pre-ordered, it won't be long. They were supposed to drop 16th. When I posted that video, that was when I was told that they were going to be there. So I wasn't trying to lie. It's just that's the information I had. But like I said, as long as you got a pre-order, you'll be all right. It'll be soon, very, very soon. Once you start, you won't stop. That's true. What's up? What's the point? Are you talking to what's the point? Adaptive Outdoorsman says, I recently picked up a Spyderco smock with S90V. I'm super happy with it. I actually got the Capara right here. I was carrying it a little bit earlier. I finally, well, I don't know if I finished it, but finally got that video done with the ballistics gel. So hopefully that turns out well. I might order some more stuff tomorrow and try to do a couple more scenes because I'm not happy with it. I'm fucking pissed actually, but I'm trying to make it work. So hopefully that video will be coming out tomorrow or the next day or something. I'm definitely selling a bunch of knives and getting a couple knives I want bad. Got to thin out the herd. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. But there's nothing wrong with that. And Bobby Ray says got them both pre-ordered. There you go. Yeah, man. Where's it at? Oh, I got it on me. Of course I do. Yeah, dude. The Nefarious, man. This thing is fucking killer. Yeah, it's tough to beat because sometimes I think about knives, and this is just me. You guys might not do this, but I'm attracted to knives that like I could hand to somebody and they would also be like find it fascinating. Like they'd flip the whoa, or just the fact that because I can't stand it if I hand like a cousin or a friend a knife and they fail it. I'm like, fuck. It makes the knife look bad because it's like, of course they're not flipping it right. Of course they're not doing their job, but a detent should be really easy to break. And this is one that somebody snaps out, they're gonna snap that sucker out hard. And I'm like, whoa, they're gonna think that this ain't assisted. If they know anything about knives, but not even just that though. The aggressive and elegant look. Somebody else gave me that because I said that in the video. I said aggressive and something else, and they said the word I was looking for down in the comments, which was elegant. Yes, it looks aggressive and elegant all at the same time, and I freaking love it. And that tip, dude, it is so. Look at that. That is a piercing tip. You got to be careful with that tip. But yeah, the titanium hardware, the little pop, it's got just a little pop of color, not much. The satin finish all the way down it, and I can actually see. I started thinking at one point there were scratches right here, but it's the satin that goes over and then goes over the edge. I don't know if it'll come up. No, but anyways, reminds me of Civivi Shredder. So there's also somebody was saying about oh, I got it put up about when are they going to have a Civivi version or a Sun Cut version of this? But the Tranquil is pretty close to it, and it's actually really dope. It's got really good action as well. Now it's not just like it, but it's got a very good detent. This thing is another one you could hand to somebody and it's going to flip 100%. Then it's got these nice big thumb studs that, you can really press onto to launch out, but it's not exact, obviously. It's actually quite a bit bigger, but it does have that, clip point. So, and it's really nice. This is a really good one. Just some of them, a lot of them are built the same, but then they're not though. It's weird because like there's some I feel, and it's not that they feel rough around the edges or anything, but they just don't feel like as much went into it. Even though it has the same material, same liner, same everything, it's just like it almost feels like they didn't tune the detent perfectly. Maybe they didn't get the finish on the blade perfectly, so now it's not like just like so smooth you can't even feel it. But this one feels like, you know, one that they worked hard on. Getting started, removing pre and main molars. Gonna be a rough weekend. Goal is not to OD this weekend. Well, I hope you don't OD, and good luck at the dentist. I've had some rough times at the dentist, so I get it. To me, my wee knives are just as good as my Riat stuff. Yeah, some of them are. Some of them are. The one thing that Riat's gonna have over the top of, there's a couple things, but one thing that's for sure is Riat's heat treat protocols are a little bit better. So their edge retention with the steels, especially with specific steels, is quite a bit better. So that's one thing you're getting a little bit better from Riat is the heat treatments. Another thing is they are a little bit better as far as consistency across a lot of models, and also like they can do things that other companies can't do. Their factory's so big. I've heard other companies talk like about them and say just like how massive their factory is. And then they also have real artisans that work there. They have real like people that work on knives, you know, that grew up since they were probably 12 years old, 10 years old, working on knives and making handmade knives and things like that. So that's why they can do those, you know, those hand finishes and all the different things that they do. Uh, they got it down to a science. Paul asks, where do you rank Rex 45 on the Spidey Steel scale? um, I don't know. Obviously, it's Rex 121 is going to be the top, and then it'll be like Maxace S110V, S90V. Um, then probably M398, K390, and then probably Rex 45. A little bit after that, right around there. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't done a ton of testing with the Rex 45. Not that I wouldn't want to. Jared, got my new stitch yesterday. Fuck yeah. I'm looking at the laser thin bevel on the blade. How do you sharpen this thing without making the bevel wonky? Okay, so let me see what you're asking me. The laser thin bevel. So you're saying that the edge bevel is tiny. So just sharpen it. Just sharpen it up, put a 17-degree edge bevel on it, and it'll be a bigger bevel. So if you just lower the angle, lower than what's on there is probably, let me see how thin it is. Now I'll give you an idea. It's probably a 30-degree edge bevel is what I'm guessing. Yeah, it's pretty thin. So 17 behind the edge thickness with their angles, 14 thousandths. But if I put my own edge on there, it'd be like 17, 18 thousandths. So it's probably a 30-degree edge bevel on both sides. So on each side is 30 degrees. So if you lower it down to 20 degrees per side, it'll be quite a bit bigger without being too big. If you want it to be really nice, I would go 17 degrees per side. But it will be, you know, quite a bit bigger. So I personally like a large edge bevel. I love seeing a nice big edge bevel, kind of like what you see on Spydercos and stuff. I don't like seeing a tiny edge bevel. I know there's a lot of customs that come with tiny edge bevels because they're so thin behind the edge, and I get it. I get it that they're trying to hold some toughness to it, but I like a little bit of a lower angle edge personally, unless if it's a tough knife. Like if it's a knife that I'm planning on being tough on, well, then I want thicker geometry in that case too. But I'm looking forward to the wee kite fin button lock. Yep, that's another one coming. Needed the Norseman. Yeah, dude, the Norseman's a badass knife. It really is. That's one that I was in love with for years. For years. And I never got one on the channel for like ever. Like I literally had it's crazy because it was the one knife I wanted to try so bad. And I was getting all these knives, all these customs and all these knives that that I liked, but wasn't like comparable to that. Years went by, and then and I still hadn't had one, still never touched one. I kind of thought about like, how the fuck have I handled everything, but I've never handled a Norseman. And then finally somebody sent one in for sharpening, and I took that job, you know. I took that job real fast because I was wanting. That was another thing. Like, how come nobody's even called me to sharpen one? But then finally I started getting them in for sharpening, so I've tried them now, and yeah, they are badass. Got that Maxace Black Mirror and the Tucson TS 380 and M390 stonewashed on the way. Should be here Friday. Damn, I said I got the TS 380 in D2. I got it right here, actually. I think it's right here. Come on. Oh yes, see, gotta know where your knives are. 380 is a beast. This is definitely more of a tougher use knife, which is what I love about it. It's nice and thin behind the edge, but it's just got a robust type of grind and build. The scales are super thick, you know, very ergonomic, super duper comfortable. This is a good one. But you know, and the clip works good too. That's another thing. So they do a good job with their carbon fiber. Mine's still perfectly centered. The Black Mirror is another dope one too. That's one that's probably like one of the best bang for your bucks you can get, as far as, you know, under 150 bucks to get premium materials. Talika says, I'm wondering how my Sponto 24S45 you have ends up holding up. I know, I don't know. You know, I hope it holds up really well. You know, it's because of what you already dealt with. You know, it's questionable, but hopefully a new edge will fix anything. And you know, I'll try to put somewhat of a tougher style edge on it while also keeping it nice and sharp, because obviously you want to get as much sharpness out of it as possible, but not. And what he's talking about is he's got an XM24 with a regrind, so it's much thinner behind the edge now. It's not thick. So in that case, you know, it's going to be a lot slicier. So you probably don't want to put, you know, a 15-degree edge bevel on something that thin. So, you know, uh help, because, and that's the thing, that's why I always bitch about, like, with some knife companies talking about lowering the HRC for toughness. It's like, when they have thick geometry, it's like, what? Like, your knife is thick as a brick. What do you mean you need more toughness from the HRC? Come on, like, that doesn't even make sense. We has been killing the games. If he is Murata and a Ferris pre-ordered, thank you for your reviews. Not a problem. And yeah, dude, they have been killing it, man. This year's kind of been their year. And at the end of the year, when I sum it all up and figure out who did the best this year as far as you know, production companies, they're going to be a tough one to beat. They really, really are. Hey, Michael Upchurch, been a member for 17 months. Thank you, brother. Kun Wu Padre or a Spyderco Shaman. Manix XL all day. Manix XL. The Padre's dope. Don't get me wrong. I love the Padre. Spyderco Shaman's dope. But nothing's really gonna trump the Manix, especially the Manix XL. It's got a robustness, yet sliciness, yet just, you know, the way the lock is built. And plus, it's a unique lock, right? It's not like any other lock, no other lock except for Spyderco's ball locks. So it's a spring that has a ball, a steel ball on top of it. So in order to fail it, you have to break that ball or push it out the back of it. And you know, and you can get like mine. On one of mine, I have a titanium cage. You can get a ceramic ball. So there's a lot of ways to modify those, which is really, really nice. I wish more companies did scales for the XL. There's tons of options for the regular version, but for the XL, there's not as much. James K with the 2 bones. Thank you, brother, because I haven't heard no bell yet tonight. I know. What the hell? Thank you, James. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, we like hearing the bell every now and then. What's up, Neeves? Hope all is well, man. Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, couldn't believe the Maxace was only 133 and it's S90 and it's got the copper carbon fiber inlay. Um, yeah, man, Maxace has some really, really good deals on certain things. And don't ever forget that as long as they're in stock, I have a little discount, like 10 bucks off or something, on their site. If you have an XM 18 3.5 inch you want to sale, I am interested. You know what? You know what's if you're wanting to spend more money than it's worth, not more money than it's worth. Let me say, if you're wanting one bad enough to pay more than normal prices, there is a company overseas that Talica knows that has some on their site, but they're like 150 $200 more than normal priced because it's overseas. So, and they have a bunch of them, or at least a few. um Let me scroll down. Wondering if you could do a video on the strongest locks in flipper knives under 150 for heavy use. So the thing is that there's not very many if for flippers, and the reason why I'm trying to think of some, but the reason why is because most of the strong locks, I'm sure there's a couple I can think of if I really sat here and think about it, but most of them are going to be frame locks because you know what though? There's one I can think of. That SOG. The SOG was the seal. Is that what it's called? That motherfucker. It might be more than that though. I think it's like 250 bucks. That thing is a beast and it has a flipper. No, it's not yeah, it is the seal. It's the seal folder. Yeah, 274 on their site. Let me folder. This thing is actually super tough. I'm gonna pull up right here. There we go. So this thing's actually a beast. I'm just gonna show it to you. I know you said under 150, and I'll come up with some other things, but this thing, just to show you guys, it's pretty dope. 224 is what I can get or what I see it for right now. But this thing has a crossbar lock. So crossbar locks are incredibly strong. Now it also has a very thick blade stack, has a big handle. When you get it in hand, you can feel this son of a bitch is tough. Now, another thing though is it does have a flipper, and SOG has been probably one of the best companies that has been able to put a flipper on a crossbar lock and do it well. Like this thing flips very, very good. And the thing is that Benchmade wasn't able to do it. Almost no company was really able to do it. And then SOG came in with the Terminus and smoked everybody. And then now they basically did the same thing. And now I think a couple other companies kind of have something going on, with their flippers on let me get this up on crossbar locks, but they're very few. But most of them are going to be frame locks because in order for a flipper to work, you need a good detent. That's the problem. And that's where a lot of the stronger locks, like the triad locks, the only one I could think of that would be good is the compression lock. Trying to think of a flipper compression lock that's tough. I can't think of one that's tough. Yeah. Jared, if I manage to sell it, well, you know what? The one I was just showing you a second ago is tough though. That Tucson, this is a tough knife, TS380, and it's a flipper, frame lock. Jared, if I manage to send it, will you look at my TS380? Fella has play all directions and some rock. I don't know if I'd be the guy you'd want to send it to, but it just sounds like you need to tighten things. Um, if you have play all directions, you just need to tighten your hardware up probably. So just take it apart and put it back together, or just tighten everything up. That's probably the problem. You probably just need to throw some thread locker inside the pivot, make sure the pivot doesn't come loose. But yeah, that's probably your only problem. It's probably 2 seconds worth of work, because if it has play all directions, and that means that it's loose. But if it's play and it's tight, then there's not much I can do. Like there's something fucked up. You can increase your lock bar strength. That's one thing you can do. Jared, thoughts on the Factor B3 from Winter Blades? That M lock looks intriguing as fuck. Yeah, bro. I love all the factors. I got a couple of them right over here. I absolutely love the Winter Blades knives, but you know what? You reminded me of something. I wonder if I should just show you guys. So on transparent knives, Brian's site, or sorry, Instagram, somebody sent him, I don't know where, I wasn't really paying attention too much, but it was an 80-20.5 with the magnet detent. So somebody must have took it apart and put the magnets just like the Factor inside of a 80-20.5, and it looked like it was working really, really good. Like it looked pretty dope. And I imagine that it wouldn't be too hard for somebody out there that's good at tinkering to get some really good magnets at a certain size and start taking, knives and putting magnets in them and making, specific types of detents on certain knives, specific knives. You can probably make a business out of it. John Evans with the 10 bones. Thank you, brother. What angle should I set to tackle this mini A100s V ground chisel? Talk to me. So I went 15. So if you look at mine's a pretty big bevel. I went 15. Let me take this off. Thank you again for the donation, John. I went 15 with mine, slightly convexed. I might go with a V grind the next time because there's no reason for me to do a convex on this because it's already tough as shit. So I say go 15 degrees per side, because the thing is that it's super thick. So it already has the toughness. 15 degrees per side is not going to be a fragile edge on something like this. It's going to be a tough edge. So, in order to preserve the cutting performance, which this thing cuts great, cuts really good because of the low angle edge, and chisel grinds tend to cut really, really well. That's one thing people don't give them credit for. People don't like them because it doesn't look right, because it looks weird having a bevel on one side. But when it comes to performance, a lot of chisel grinds, they cut like a motherfucker. Jared, thanks for taking your time out and talking to us. Oh man, of course. I love talking to you guys. My 4VXL needs a new edge. I bet it does. I bet it does. I bet you your new Hinder probably does too. You see there, I'm gonna drop some Manix XLs and crew. Yeah, we were actually checking them out just a minute ago. We checked out all the new Spydercos coming. That's how we started this whole shebang off. Which looks really, really cool. That's the one I'm most excited about, is probably the XL the XL crew wear, and then also that the Magna Cut stuff, and then that Bodacious. I think the Bodacious looks pretty dope. I just want to thank you for saving this hobby for me. Your vids on what grit to use was what I needed when I just could not get my sharpening right. That is awesome, Wolverine. I'm happy I could help. And yeah, man, I did the same thing. I went down the same path. I remember getting some steels and sharpening them. And the thing is that all the videos that I had watched, they were taking knives up to 6, 10, 15,000 grit, and they were getting screaming sharp edges. And then I would get some steels and I would sharpen them up to like 3,000 grit. And it was like I was going backwards. It's like after 1,000 grit, it was like really sharp. And then it just started going duller and duller and duller. And then at the end, I'd be like, what the fuck? And I would think it was me. But it wasn't me. I was doing just fine. It was literally the steel. This doesn't take a good polished edge. It's not for that steel. Now, and the thing is that other steels though would do great. So then I would literally just put it back in, because I always wanted to blame myself, because when you're learning, most of the time it is your fault, So, but it's good when you do have the knowledge to, to help you. What's up, fellow knife addicts? What's up, Bob? Caleb says, I want a wee Neferis. something better than my purple CV Appalachian Drifter 2. I needed a new blade for it. I've had the whole edge break off and had to put a new one on it. Now it looks bad. Well, you know, when you sharpen up a knife, when you have a knife for so long, it's going to start looking bad after you sharpen it so much. You know, that's just the nature of the beast. That's the what it goes. That's why you want a big collection, right? If you got a big collection, then you don't have to worry about that because you can rotate. But you're always going to have your beaters. You're always going to have your beaters. Like right now, I got a zero tolerance 0450 that looks so bad. It looks so bad because I've sharpened it to death. but that's just, you know, the nature of the beast. That's why you want to have a good collection. Arrowhead says, does anyone make scales for the Manix XL? I hate the smooth G10 on my Crewwear XL. Too smooth to grip to pull the lock back. Never found anyone making them. Me neither. I don't know any either. I only know for the regular ones, man, there's tons of people, but I can't think of any. The only place I can think of where you could probably find some is Etsy. Etsy, man, is just full of like badasses. Like there are so many badasses on Etsy that just make, like, they have CNC machines or they have the ability just to make things, and so they do, and they just offer random things. Like if they see a market for something, they fill it, and I love that. I got one for you. I had to use my CBM something to cut a chicken free of wire. Now I needed to sharpen the dang thing. How? I don't know what you're talking about. Had to use my CBM something to cut a chicken free of a wire. So you cut a chicken out of wire. Okay, so you cut some wire, which fucked up your edge, and now you need to sharpen it. Sounds like you need a low grit diamond stone like an Atoma, and it's because it's going to take some reprofiling. You're going to have to take down all the chips because you definitely got chips. If you were cutting wire, you definitely got some chips in your edge, depending on what knife it is, for sure. Dang, you know your knives. Yeah, I was thinking about that knife too. Unfortunately, there are not that many for that price. Yes, realistically, it will be between $200 and $300. Props on the knowledge. Thank you. I mean, I know there's got to be something, but that's where I would go if you want a flipper that's hard juice, that's tough. That Sog Seal, man, that fucker is a beast. I've ever since I had one here, I've wanted one because it is one of those knives that, like, it flips so good. Even the reverse flips good. The whole thing is good, and it's so robust. Like you feel like it almost feels like you're holding onto a Cold Steel or a Demco, except for it has really good action. Yeah, I got to get one of those one of these days. And they're USA made, by the way, which is another badass thing. Can't wait for the Factor B3 to be sent out. Seems like it's been forever. Yeah, it always, when you're on the back end, when you're the one ordering it, it always does. It always does. That clock just could not go fast enough when you got a pre-order, especially when it's a badass pre-order. I know there's been a couple that I've done, and I literally on purpose forgot about it. I literally just acted like I never even did it because I knew that if I would sit there and check, I would get aggravated and mad. So I just said, I forget about it. When it's done, it's done. When it shows up, it shows up. And until then, you know, I'm not going to worry about it. And one time that was a very long time. Yes, I got to catch a love for a bit. I've missed several, so I've been catching up on them at work. Thanks for the awesome content and the approachability for knowledge. Thank you, Nathaniel. I appreciate you you joining and watching the lives, man. Thank you. Watching the content, period. I seem to be alone loving my Civivi Baltar in Damascus with the wood scales. I just think it's so bold and beefy. Can't wait for some wear scars on the scales. Is that the one with the spear point Tonto blade? Right? Yeah. I have one of those. It's cool. My problem is the liner. That's my biggest issue with it. For some reason, the liner, they didn't cut back the side far enough. They did. They gave you a cutout on the. Here's a Civivi. They gave you a cutout on this side, but what's exposed for the liner, it's just like, to me, it's too pokey and it just bothers me. So I disliked the liner on that specific model. Great model, great action, great everything. Just that was the one thing that kind of got me on that one. Spyderco came out with a new USA Bodacious, has a TRM vibe. Yeah, we were checking it out just a little bit ago. It looks dope. I like it. I definitely want one. It looks like a shaman without a finger choil. Shane, you know I'm live, right? Oh, never mind. Maybe he's just fucking with me. Shout out to Shane Gables. James, 2 bones. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Chisel grind is the reason I don't embrace Emerson. A lot of people are that way. That's the thing. A lot of people don't like it. And I know, because I used to be the same way. I used to hate them. I literally, because I thought it was so ugly. I literally thought, like, why would I ever want a fucking knife that looks halfway finished, or, you know, just looks like something's wrong. You know, looks like it took the slow bus or the small bus. So yeah, I understand, but when you use one, right, when you get a chisel grind in hand and you start cutting with it, you start seeing the benefits to it. And then you realize, like, okay, well, when I sharpen it, I only have to sharpen one side. So then it's faster to sharpen to some extent. You know, there, like, when you strop it, you only have to worry about stropping one side. So, you know, there's a few details that really, I mean, you have to knock the burr off the other side, but you know what I mean. So, like, you start seeing the benefits in a lot of ways. um, is a full mirror polish possible on a work sharp, um, the Elite on the MKM M390 or am I just bad? So one thing on MKM's M390, I personally wouldn't do a polish. So it's not that it won't polish, because it should polish, but the problem is that which work sharp do you have? You have the Pro, the Professional, or do you have the work sharp Precision Elite? That's what you got, the Precision Elite, right? You're not going to be able to get one on that. So with the Precision Elite, you need more stone. So the ceramic stone is a polishing stone. The problem is your last stone is too deep of scratches for the ceramic to take out. You need a stone in between there. That's why I recommend, if you're going to get the work sharp, that one or the Professional, go to my Gritomatic link down in the description and order yourself a new stone holder. So you can get an aftermarket stone holder, link down in the description, made out of aluminum. They're affordable. And then you can put any stone you want in there. And then what you can do is you can literally spend a few dollars on 1 or 2 stones that are in between the stones that you need. So I think, what is it, the 600, and then it goes to the ceramic, right? Is it 600 or 800? But you need 1,000, a 1,200, and you know, even like a 1,500 grit, just, and then the ceramic, or at least a 1,200. Ceramics can usually get out them scratches, or you can just grab one Veneve stone, and you know, go from probably, you know, the last stone you use on that, and then to the Veneve, but that'd be a little bit more expensive because Veneves are expensive. But you don't have enough stones. That's the problem. But personally, I would not recommend putting a mirror polish on MKM's M390. The reason why is because MKM has been known to, like, run it like really soft, like 58 HRC. So when you have M390 that soft, you know, even 58, 59, it tends to not do well with the polish. If you want a medium grit edge on those, what'll happen is even if it takes a good polished edge and it's screaming sharp, it'll lose the bite extremely fast. Even on, like, my Hinder did that. I put a polished edge on it. I was super happy with it. It came out really good. But so quickly it got slick. Like, it just, and I realized, you know, I got to put a medium grit edge on there. But, you know, get some more parts for that system. If it's a chisel grind, how do you do 15 degrees per side? Wouldn't it be 15 degrees on one side? And yeah, just 15 degrees on one side. Yeah. It's 15 degrees on one side. Yes. You sharpen 15 degrees on one side, and then the other side, you just knock the burr off. So There's different ways to do it. So you can go through your stones, go one by one through it, and then on your final stone, knock the burr off and redo it again. Not all through all stones, but just on the last stone. So on the last stone, you have your final burr, and it's a big burr at that point because you fucking went through all the stones. That's why I recommend every stone. Once you get a burr, knock the burr off, then do the next stone, knock the burr off, then next stone, knock the burr off. Then when you're your final stone, you'll have a smaller burr. And then knock that burr off again, and then do some light passes again on your finishing stone. You're going to develop another tiny, 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 tiny burr, small as possible, and try to strop it off as much as possible. That usually works really good. The problem with sharpening and chisel grinds, in most cases, the problem people have is that they develop too big of a burr, and the burr, especially like on something like this, right? This is a tough knife, and just the geometry and everything. So the burr, making a big burr on it, you know, it's already relatively thick. So having a big old burr on there, it winds up becoming difficult to remove, you know, and it's not like it's a super hard steel, you know, a 154 cm mid-grade steel. So it's not going to just snap right off, you know, like you'd expect from, like, you know, other steels. Jared, have you seen the Civivi bull tusk? Looks pretty fire. I don't think I have. Have I seen this? No, if I haven't seen this one, this is a cool one. All right. All right. Let's show everybody really quick so I'm not the only one looking at it. It looks pretty dope. I like it. Gonna have to check that one out when it comes out. Is it out yet? No. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like that blade shape. I wish they would go back to doing their titanium milled pocket clips on Civivis. Let's scroll down. Can someone share their knowledge on what they use to keep the angle steady when sharpening a pocket knife on a Japanese stone? So there's a couple different ways. One, go and watch all my Neevesknives sharpening videos. That's your first fucking thing. I have hundreds of sharpening videos, and I have hundreds of sharpening videos teaching freehand knife sharpening and how to hold your angle. I literally have shorts. I have literally 60-second videos, how to hold your angle perfectly. So go and watch those. Now, you can get an angle guide. An angle guide is it'll be just like a little corner that goes on your stone, but that'll only begin, like, that's just where you start. You have to hold the angle across the stone, but you'll at least have the same starting point every time if you get one of those angles. And I have tons of videos on this. I have videos showing that. I have videos showing all different ways on how to find your angle, how to hold your angle. So go through my playlist. Let me just show you guys something, just in case you guys don't know about this, because a lot of people don't. Hell, I didn't even know until probably 2 years ago. Okay, so let me knock this off really quick. So if I pull up my page, my YouTube page. Okay, see, this is my YouTube page. This is the home page. So this is like if you click on my logo, this is the home page, right? Now you see up here, there's top bar. Can you guys see all this? Yes, you can. So if you see the top bar, it says home, videos, shorts, live, playlists. Hit playlists. Playlists, this is everything organized from my channel. So we can look for sharpening, knife sharpening. No, I didn't mean to play off. Sorry, I didn't mean to play off. But you see what I mean? You can go to the sharpening videos and you can see them one by one. Let me see if I can why won't it just take me to one? Hold on.
And we're live.
Sorry, guys. Let me find it. Neevesknives live, knife sharpening. Well, this is from my end, but when you see it on your end, you're going to be able to go to individual things. And then once you click on it too, let me click on it really quick.
And we're live.
Because I know it's loud. You can see on the side right here, on the side, all the different videos right here. These are all sharpening videos, teaching knife sharpening. But you'll see them anyways once you click the sharpening thing. And I have shorts. So some of these are only 60 seconds long. Some of them are like 30 seconds long. but most of them are long form videos, but it makes it to where you can find like any type of video I have. Um, from self-defense videos, 5 knives for you to see, knife collection videos. I didn't do my whole knife collection in that, just so you guys know. Kara's actually messing up, putting stuff in my damn thing. Knife reviews, first impressions, all that stuff. First impressions probably has the most videos. Yeah, almost 1,000. But anyways, it's you can go and find all my sharpening videos right there. That's what I was thinking, John. Just the way he said 15 degrees per side. Yeah, well, sorry, guys. Sorry. 15 degrees aside. No, what I want to see, a wee cubit. Ooh, that'd be fire. Something longer, thicker, and 20 CV, longer and thicker, then it wouldn't be a cubit. The cubit's beautiful thing is that it's lightweight, compact, and mega thin. I can understand maybe a little longer, but not thicker. You mean the handle thicker, not the blade, right? This blade, man, that's the beautiful thing about it, is how slicey this damn thing is. I love the cubit, man. One of my favorite Civivis, definitely my most carried Civivi right now. Can't wait to get that Flytanium arcade in the mail tomorrow. Aluminum in my cart on my first aluminum knife. And first, no, I don't feel like I need to upgrade. Maybe the bearings. Good for you. Good for you on the purchase. I haven't tried one of those, but it seems like everybody pretty much liked them. And aluminum is great. Aluminum is definitely great. I prefer titanium over aluminum, but I still love aluminum, and aluminum is a great way to have a premium feel while it's lightweight without the big cost. So that is really cool. Also, the one problem with aluminum is that it does scratch. So, it's a softer material. It's not hard. So it's going to scratch. But, to me, I don't care about that really. I don't know how you guys feel, but to me, if I scratch my aluminum, I'm like, it's character. It looks good. The new red horse is ugly, man. Hey, man, you're talking shit about your local knife maker. You know that, right? Chicago? Huh? You know that, right? You're talking shit about your local knife maker, right? Got it right here. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be everybody's style for sure, but for the guys who do like it, which a few people did love it, so it's for them. Why isn't Italian steels up to ideal hardness? For example, M390 at 5860. Because there's a few reasons. One, it makes it easier to grind. Two, it makes less problems, less breaks, less because when you do like a batch, right? There's going to be a specific amount that are just that are bad, like that have problems, whatever, right? So you have to account for that. Say if it's like 15% or 10%, you have to account for that. Well, when you start upping the HRC, that number gets bigger. You have more problems. But then another thing is it's more expensive to grind. It takes longer to grind, which also is an expense. And the possibilities of breaking and things. So that's the reasons why. But to me, the way I look at it is then don't use that steel. Use a different steel. I don't want you to use a steel that looks good because it has that number that says it's a Ferrari, right? But then you put a fucking a Cavalier engine inside of it, right? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't like that. I'd rather you just soup up the Cavalier or something, like just give me something else. There's so many other steels that you could use and just do them at the right HRC. But I love M390. I just, I don't, it sucks when it's soft. Same thing with all steels. I am backed up, guys. So what I'm going to do is anybody who has left a comment that wants me to see it, just leave it again. I'm sorry. I got to catch up. Hey, there he is. You son of a bitch. Sorry, I called Jay. Wanted to know, Aught now has tie screws for the Mannix. They don't require Aught linerless scales to work. That's really awesome. Thank you for the 5 bones. I've never had Aught scales. I need to get some. I know that Spyderco has a ton of sprint runs and exclusives, but I wish their basic models would come in something other than S30V. I know. And that's the thing, is that's why they do those. They do those because there's so many people that don't care. They want the knife and they're going to use it as a work knife. And the people that do care, they have the opportunity when the sprint runs come around. So yeah. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. Yes, there's my HAPSTONE link. Just go through his link and buy 3 Veneve stones. Jared made a video showing every stone you need and stone holder. That's the setup I use as well, and you can get beautiful mirror edges. That's right, Johnny B. That's right, and that's and he's talking about specifically for the work sharp. I've shown that with every system. You know, like I try to show you guys ways to make them better. The stones to use, the better stones. Now you don't have to get Veneves. Veneves are expensive as shit. But if you want the good shit, then you want Veneves. Veneves to me are the best stones you can buy, the best money can buy. But they cost. You know, like my dragons are $300 a piece now. My dragon sharpening stones. I have 3 of them. Damn near $1,000 for my 3. They're the big ones, the 3x8s, the big ass stones. Those are $300 a piece. Now, for fixed angle systems, they're not that much. They're smaller stones, so they're a lot more affordable. But you know, you can get just regular diamond plates, and then you don't have to get the low grit one. So if you really want to, you get a Veneve and you want to get a Veneve finish, get diamond plates all the way up to a certain point, and then finish with Veneves. That way, you only have to get 1 or 2 stones of Veneves. You don't have to get the 3, because the third one is the coarse one, then the medium, and then the fine. You can do a diamond edge on just regular diamond plates all the way up until fine, and then use the last Veneve, which would be the 800/1200, and that will get you a beautiful mirror polish. But you have to get up to 1200, 1500 grit, maybe even like 2000 grit diamond finish first before you can use those. Yeah, I've done videos reacting to some of his shit, but I've actually left him a bunch of comments because I think at this point, like at first I thought he was cool. I really did. I even spoke kind of nice about him in the reaction video I did because I had seen him around the knife community, and I figured he was a good guy. I figured he was a good knife sharpener. And then the more I watched, the more I learned that guy's a fucking con artist. And I hate to sit here and talk shit about another knife guy, but I've left comment after comment after comment on his videos where he's using that best edge tester, and he cheats it every time. So I can't come to any other conclusion. Why would he cheat it every single time? You can't say he doesn't know he's cheating. One, I've made a full video talking about how that system works and how you can tell he's cheating and everything. You can watch my video on that. But it's called Why You Shouldn't Trust This Sharpness Tester or something like that. But anyways, I've left him comment after comment after comment. You know, because at first it was just like, why don't you do it this way so we know that it's real, whatever. And he and I left comment, and then finally I fucking started bitching, started saying, man, I have never seen you use this system accurately. I've never seen you actually use the system the way it's supposed to be used. You've cheated every single time. And then when you see a dozen more videos of him doing the same thing, it's like, at this point you're cheating. Enough people have said in the comments, because it's not just me saying it. Like, I'm not the only one. A lot of other people know. They call it out too. So to me, it's like, what else is he bullshitting about, right? Like, to me, when you're lying about something that insignificant, because it is insignificant, right? That doesn't show the quality of an edge. It only shows the sharpness. So you could have the sharpest knife in the world and it be the shittiest edge. That's a fact. You can absolutely have the sharpest knife in the world and it be a fucking shitty edge. Just like you can have an edge that's you know, really, really sharp and also really, really good quality. But just to lie about the numbers of how sharp your edges are, so people what are they supposed to get out from that? That their edges suck? You know, because like that's what they're going to get from it, right? They're going to try doing the same thing you're doing, and they're going to do it the right way, and you know their test numbers are going to be lower or higher, whatever. Or are you just trying to make people think that you sharpen your knives better than you do? I don't know. The only conclusion I can come up with is that he's a fucking con artist, though. And like I said, I don't want to talk shit about him. It just drives me nuts watching video after video after video after video after video of him, you know, scamming the system and cheating it and then showing it as if it's the real results. You know, you guys know what I mean. What's your comment on Spyderco CPM 20 CV blades? What do you mean? What's my comment on their 20 CV? I ain't got no problem with their 20 CV. I have only one knife in Spyderco's 20 CV, and it's good. Mine's great. At least it feels great. I haven't had to test it or anything, but you know, it's held up really well. It's done very well. I do think that M390 tends to do better as far as heat treatment goes, usually. Now, I don't know if that was going to be the same way with Spyderco, but it seems like from other companies, 20 CV seems to do a little bit worse than M390 as far as edge retention goes. I don't know about from the same company, but as far as, you know, across the span of companies. I have thick ass hands and the cubit pried rock out of my leg today. There you go. She's playing her game. Yeah. Haven't been in chat in a while. Just stopped by to say hi to all the OGs in here. You're the best, Jared. Thank you, Brandon. You're the best, man. I appreciate you joining and jumping in, even if it's just to say what up. Scars are character, just like my arms and legs. Yeah. Scars tell a good story for sure. Peter, thank you for the 5 crackers. Was working away and was showing a young guy some of my knives. Gave him a Kubi and an old FA sharpener. I don't know what that is. Bringing in new guys to the hobby. Doing your job, man. That's awesome, man. Good for you. And that is kind of our job, you know. Our job is to teach the next generation and to, you know, to not let it die. Not that it ever could die. Knives can't die. That's the thing. If knives die, we die. So knives can't die. Neves running on Biden Secret Service times. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? I know that was a dig, but I don't get it. Do you know about Rip's Garage? Their scales are shit. I got this is Rip's Garage. I liked it. I only have one set though. This one set is the one that I have for my Kapara, and it's really good. But this is the only set I've tried, so I can't speak to his quality or anything like I can Original Goat. Now, Original Goat scales are fucking fire, and if you have any problems with them, they'll take care of you. So, and your boy's got a 15% discount code. So check out Original Goat scales, link down in the description. That's where you want to get your scales. The 8x3 Phoenix ones are $150, I think. Yeah, and that makes sense. 150 is half of 300. They're half the stone of a. So the thing is it's 1 millimeter thick. Excuse me, on each side. The dragons are 2 millimeters thick on each side, so it's just double the stone. That's why it's double the price, double the diamonds. What do you think of the Spyderco Spymoto flash run coming out? Looks interesting. We were checking out all the Spydercos earlier. If you rewind all the way to the beginning, we checked them all out. I like them all. I always like whatever Spyderco's doing. I'm down. There's some I like better than others. But is that hollow ground one with the titanium frame lock? I got a decent sharpening on my stones Practice on our ARRPM9 CGRB. The video really helped. Hell yeah, pariah. Yeah. ARRPM9 is a great steel to learn on. It's an easy steel to sharpen, and it's very responsive to stropping. That's something that, you know, I spoke about a lot. I know Mike spoke about a lot, but it's something that I don't think people realize how effective stropping is to that steel. You can keep that steel going for a long time with stropping if you're using the right stropping compound. It gives you a lot of feedback to stropping, so really responsive to stropping, which is a good thing because it makes it to where you can keep an edge going. You know, because like it's one thing to have like a super steel and your edge just lasts for a long time, you know, as long as you're maintaining it and stuff. But then there's another thing of having like a simple steel and being able to keep it going damn near as long as a super steel because you can keep tuning it back up. Good for you on the sharpening, though. I test my blades the old-fashioned way: cut, carving, and throwing. There you go. Cheating Biden crew. Cheating everywhere. I'm cheating? How am I cheating? How many times can we discredit best testing before people get it? I don't know, but I see you can do it legitly. You can do it legitly. You have to do it legitly. That's the problem. Like, but it's so easy to see if you're not. I just pre-ordered the Bodacious. You can pre-order it right now? Maybe I need to do that. I didn't know you could pre-order it right now. I need to look into that. Lots of questionable best testers out there. Yes, for sure. But you can kind of tell, you know. So if they're cheating, it's very obvious. If they're not cheating, it's kind of obvious. That's the thing. Now, if they're really not cheating, they'll do it like, it's not even about cheating because you can do it once and just get an idea. But if you really want to prove that you're not cheating whatsoever, you're going to do it 3 times and you're going to take the average number and you're going to see the person going as slow as possible. When you just see them put the edge to it and cut right through it, you know right there they're cheating. That's a cheat move because you're supposed to go through that wire as slow as you possibly can with all of your ability to go slow. That's how you're supposed to do it. And if you don't, like, if I say if I put my knife up to it and just went like that, it's gonna give me a super low number. Like, you can get it down to like 1 if you really want to. Trust me, it's so easy to cheat that system. Like, the difference between going fast and doing it the right way, which is very, very slow, the numbers are drastically different. Like, the difference between getting a 5 and 150. Same with the tumbler rolling sharpener. Fuck, he has not once used the best system correctly. All of the comments on every one of his vids are talking shit about that he's a con artist. Yeah. And I hate that. What do you charge to sharpen knives? I don't sharpen knives anymore, or at least I'm not at the moment. I have my books closed. But I have there's people in here right now that probably are running a sharpening service that could help you out. I don't know if Lacey's in here, Kyle's in here. I'm not sure if he's running his service or if his books are open, but and then you got Blades and Fades. I'm not sure if he's in here or not, but yeah. Those are great places to go. Also, if you buy 3 Neevesknives, you are really getting 6. Yes, you are, because they're double-sided with different grits. Their micron scale can be confusing. So again, reference Jared's video. Thank you, Johnny B. I appreciate it. You said that You said that you can have a really sharp knife with a terrible quality. Yes, or a great quality edge. How can you tell the quality of the edge? So there's a bunch of different ways. But one thing is thickness behind the edge and then angle. That's one thing. So, like, say if I wanted to get the most insanely sharp edge, right? But I don't care about the quality. I care only about the sharpness. Say if I have a knife at this is just I'm going crazy to prove a point. So, like, say if I have a knife that's 10 thousandths behind the edge and I put a 10-degree edge bevel on it, right? That thing is going to be in almost like ghostly sharp, but it's going to be so fragile it'll chip. Like, it'll shatter upon touching anything hard, right? It'll whittle hair like a motherfucker though. But that doesn't mean a hair whittling edge is not good. So like say if it was 20 degrees, or sorry, 20 thousandths behind the edge and it was 15 degrees per side, well, that would be a good edge angle, right? That would be a good level of sharpness with the good edge angle. So depends on the thickness of the edge, the angle of the edge, and then the scratch pattern is another thing. The scratch pattern is like one of the most important things, and I speak about it all the time. That's why I always show that picture that I draw with the serrations in the teeth, to give you an idea of the way a scratch pattern is supposed to go on a knife. It's not supposed to go all over the fucking place. It's supposed to be just like a saw blade. You know, if you look at a saw blade, the teeth ain't all over the place. They're very consistent in their pattern, right? Same thing should be for your knife. And the direction you cut is like this. So the direction the teeth should go is like this, right? Because this is the way you cut, right? So the teeth go like that. And so having the right angle, and also the right grit, you know, like depending on what the knife is for. So I guess that's not really worried about talking about, but the right angle and making sure the grip pattern is consistent. Then the last thing would be the burr. Like you could have done the best sharpening ever and fuck up your burr removal and you have a bad edge. So that can lead to a low quality edge that is still very sharp, because it'll be sharp in certain areas of the knife. So but that's a little different. That's also just the way it's sharpened. But yes, when you remove a burr, that can lead to a high quality edge or a poor quality edge. And that's why I try to beat in the the idea of understanding the burr and how to remove it and how to fatigue it. You said that you can. I read that one. I have a Manix 2 and 20 CV that I beat on at work, and it holds up amazing. Bang bang. I don't know what the fuck she's playing. I have no idea. Their best tester machine itself is inherently flawed. Zero repeatable results for the most. Yes, right. Exactly. Exactly. Way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Tell her she's wasting her life in there. She needs to be making beautiful big-eyed white babies. Yeah. No. I got back from the air show. I said there were going to be 300,000 people there, but there was more like 3 million. It was pure insanity, but it was also really fun. Very cool. I doubt it was 3 million, but I'm just gonna say badass. You know, that's like fucking all of Chicago. But awesome, man. That's very cool. I have 3 Rips Garage scales and love them all. And there is my original goat link. So I'm guessing I am backed up like a son of a bitch. Pink Curve with the 30 bones. Thank you, brother. How about SLD Magic? Can it take 15 degrees per side? Check this out. This has nothing to do with 15 degrees per side, but it's one of those axes in an SLD Magic. So, yeah. So, okay. So I don't know. And I'll say what I think though, because, and this is the pin back here to put right there. You guys seen my video on one of these, right? I haven't done a video on this one. This is my new one. I got the holster, so I can pull it out of nowhere and fuck somebody up. Anyways, so it's sorry guys, I just messed up this damn chat. Theoretically, it's supposed to be a super tough steel. It's supposed to be a really tough steel, but I don't know how like fragile it is, or anything. I only have a couple knives in it. The knives I have in it have tested really, really well. Like I even went and did some batoning and some axing and chopping. So as far as I can tell, it's a super tough steel. It's a great steel. So I would say, yeah, it can handle a 15-degree edge bevel. But the problem is depends on what you're doing. If you're going to be axing things and chopping things, don't do 15 degrees. Do 20. because 20 is going to be more impact resistant, 17 is going to be a balance, and then 15 is going to be more sharp, less toughness. So that's what you got to look at. 20 degrees, tough edge. 17 degrees, less tough, but more sharpness, right? But it's kind of in the happy medium. 15 degrees, no or low toughness, high sharpness. And then lower is absolutely no toughness, all sharpness. So, you know, if you're planning on hitting anything with it, then don't do 15. If you opened it, the other guy sure would think you were serious. Yeah. Do you know when the Nefarious drops? I have the pre-order. So it's supposed to be the 16th. It's just late on arrival. So it shouldn't be long. It shouldn't be long. It was supposed to be on the 5th. It was being shipped already on the 5th, but it got held up. Excuse me, they got held up in transport. So in customs. So I'm guessing it's fighting its way through customs right now. So I don't know. I think something happened and it had to get turned around and it came back, and now it's probably just working its way through customs. Just give it time. It was supposed to arrive at all the dealers on the 16th, but it obviously didn't. And if maybe it is, it could be there and they're just getting through them right now, getting all the packages ready. I don't know. But it's at least very close to it. So no worries. It'll be there anytime, any day. Last year's attendance rate was 2.3 million over the duration of the weekend. It wasn't all at once, but this year we didn't have to worry about COVID, so it was higher this year. That's crazy, man. It's badass, though. Very cool. I've never really been to an air show. I don't think I've seen some. So like I used to live not that far from a small airport, and like once a year they would do like a little air show there, and so they'd be flying over my house, so I'd see them doing, you know, the tricks and shit. But I've never like been to one, but I've seen some. Jared, is it possible to sharpen a dull edge on a leather belt without compound? No. Like if you was lost in the woods with no other tools? No. Not sharpen. You could realign an edge. So what I would do is if I was lost out in the woods, I would take the leather belt and I would try to find some sort of abrasive, like I don't know, some maybe even dirt. You know, if it's like dusty dirt, that has like little particles of sand inside of it, and I'd sprinkle it over the leather, and I would try to put some sort of abrasive on the leather, because then that's going to help make microscopic scratches leading to saw blade teeth on your edge. But if you have it plain leather, you don't have the abrasive to do that. But what you do have the ability to do is to realign your edge. So here's your edge, right? After you start using your edge, the teeth of the edge start going like this, right? And this is what honing is for, and stropping in a lot of cases is to push those teeth back to true. But it's nice if you can do that at the same time while adding teeth. So, you know, that's why it's good to have, if you can, you know, have an edge, or sorry, a maintaining or a maintenance tool for your edges in your backpack, in your truck, in your survival bag, whatever. Have it possible to get to, so that like if you do go on a camping trip, hunting trip, hiking trip, you know, and there's the possibilities of something going wrong, you can guarantee that you have the ability to maintain your edge, because out in the woods it will be a motherfucker. Even for me, I promise you, if I was out in the woods, he'd be a motherfucker for me to keep up with my edge without having the proper tools. Is it possible? Yeah, I'd get a rock. I would do the things I'd have to do, but you're talking about a lot of time. Like just finding the right rock and just flattening it out is going to take so much time. Like that's like a caveman has that much time, you know, but when you're fighting for your life out in the woods, you really don't. So, do you have any other EDC stuff? Flashlights, pry bars? Yeah, I show them in videos all the time. I've done all kinds of flashlight videos. Shit, I got a warrior right here. Bam! Right in your eyes. This one's the the M2R Warrior from Olight, but I have a ton of lights, dude. I got flashlights all over the damn place. I do watches, flashlights, wallets, Boots. I love boots. I like pretty much everything EDC related. But yeah, I got a few pry bars. I got tons of other little EDC stuff. Um, yeah. Some stuff I have and I don't use yet, but I'm going to, like key bars and stuff like that. I haven't been reusing those, but I'm gonna eventually. Um, but um, but yeah, I have a ton of EDC stuff that I'm planning on using. Jared, with the Worksharp Precision Adjust, I got the aftermarket stone holder and the Veneve stones and realized the 15-degree spot was more like 8 degrees and 20 degrees is 15. So you want to get a digital angle finder. When you switch stones, it's going to be different. The angles are not the same no more. So that system is set up for its specific stones. Once you switch it to a different stone holder, you need to check your angle with a digital angle finder. You can get them for like 10 to 20 bucks online. You can go to my Amazon link. I think I have some in my store, but if not, just go to Neevesknives store and then go up to the top bar and just type in digital angle finder and they'll pop up. Anything you guys ever want to find online, go to my Neevesknives store. If it's something random, like let's say it's you guys want tampons or toilet paper or something, doesn't matter, whatever, a screwdriver, a bit, whatever. Go to the Neevesknives store and at the top of the bar, just search what you want. It'll pop up. The Neevesknives store is in the description, and this is what it looks like. Neevesknives store and sharpening supplies. You can click that and you can go and find whatever you want. And I appreciate if you guys do that because it does bless the channel. We get a little kickback and it definitely helps the channel. Just got my Nexusia and the Miltaw, and they're both incredible. Also ordered the stippled boa. Can't wait for that one. You got some good ones, Joe. Good for you, man. Hell yeah, those are some bangers. That Nexusia, man. Beautiful knife. I love that knife. Between the Nexusia and the Nefaris, man, they're both like, they're so damn good. That Miltaw's fire too. And then the boas, yeah. I don't know how long it's gonna be till they come out, but those are some damn good ones. They wound up making so much more money for their Kickstarter than they ever could have imagined. An excellent watch is the Timex Expedition. It's under 50 bucks and arguably one of the true best everyday watches. You aren't going to get the most quality materials, but they are like a Toyota Infinity reliable. Huh. Good to know. I'm not sure what I'm going to get for my next watch. I thought about getting one of the Serge Panchico watches just because I think it's unique and cool and I kind of like that. But then I was looking at these titanium watches the other day. I thought about getting those and they were kind of budget friendly titanium ones, so they weren't like super expensive. I know there's some really expensive ones, but Dylan, anytime now, man. It's taking time because they're coming through customs and everything, so it should be anytime. They're trying to get them in stock. They're shipped. They're trying to show up. So if you put an order in, that it ain't going to be long. They were supposed to be 2 days ago, so they're backed up. It's just, sometimes that happens. Sometimes, the fucking post office. I'm off like a prom dress, maybe back tonight. All right, Jim. Thanks for joining, man. A lot of men these days actually do need tampons. That's why I'm offering. That's why I'm offering. Next time you need a ball gag, Neevesknives store. Bang. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. Yes, exactly. OCOM Tactical? I don't think I've heard of that. I can't think of it. Um, you should get a bronze Hamilton cocky mechanical. All right, I'll check that out. Let me look at it right now. What was it? Bronze Hamilton. What's going on? I did want the Hamilton. That was actually one of the ones I was looking at. was Hamilton's. So let's check it out. So here it is right here. Um, so this isn't really my style. I do like the leather band. That's kind of cool. I probably would want a metal band. I do have one leather banded watch that I do really, really like. And I do want to get another one. So I do want to get another leather banded watch, but I'm I if I'm gonna get a Hamilton, I'm gonna get a full metal one. Um like one of these titanium ones right here. This is really sharp to me. I like this. And it's Swiss made, which I really like. Um this is beautiful too. Holy shit. Yeah, that's really nice. That one's not titanium though, is it? I can't tell. But anyways, this black one's dope too. Man, see, Hamilton's got some really nice watches. I really like these. And that's why I was looking at them. And also, I heard somebody else say that these are great investments. They hold their value very well for watches. So that's another thing that I like about it. You know, if you're going to spend the money, you'd want to know that it's going to hold the value. That is a bit pricey though for me, but if you just save up, you can make it happen. This here is the guy who used his CBM Chris to free a chicken, dulling it in the process. Oh, it was the CBM Chris. It was the Kawanagari or whatever. Now, how do I restore it to pristine glory? Okay. Okay, so it was the Chris. I hope the chicken lived, first of all, since it did you know, take fucking up your Chris. But you need a round diamond stone. So get a round diamond rod. Now, if you have a fixed angled system, get round diamond stones to put in there or some sort of round stones. That's what you need. You need round stones. There are specific stones online for recurve blades, and that's what you want. You want diamond sharpening stones for recurve blades. That's how you fix it. I'm not a big watch collector. I've been happy with my Garmin 2X Solar Tactical, infinite runtime, most smartwatches features, and it has a bullet drop compensation app for hunting, long range, and shooting. Very cool. Well, hey, you're definitely a watch guy then. Okay, you got a badass watch. I've only got a few. I've only got like 4 watches, maybe 5. I have a couple more, but they're like super cheapies. But I got like 4 decent watches. Um, Texas says shit is heating up near Israel right now. Some Egyptian aircrafts were spotted in Israel. Those motherfuckers nearly got shot down. Yeah, it's probably going to be going on for a while. What do you think of the arcane Plexus? Pre-ordered the black and purple Damasteel one. I'm super excited. Very cool. Everything pretty much Arcane has done has been very, very cool. Their first knife design I thought was a little. I thought it was a cool knife. I didn't give it the best review, and the reason why was because of its geometry and ergonomics. That was their first design. I'm talking about not this one. I'm talking about one a long time ago. It just didn't make sense to me. So I kind of I said that, but the last like the plexus and stuff, they're really nice. He did a good job with those, and the geometry and everything's good on them. Worth every penny since they are owned by Swatch. You get them serviced quickly and professionally and relatively cheap. Very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna that's probably where I'm gonna kind of head. Hey, there's my mother. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? How's everyone? I hope everyone's great. I hope you're doing well, mother. I hope you're resting and healing up. Hey man, thanks for all you do. I've been collecting for just over a year now, and I've learned a ton from your content. Thanks, not a problem, Joe. That's what I'm here for. Have you seen Benchmade's new custom shop 940? I don't think I have. Should I look it up? Is it titanium? Is the Veritas the best KIZER for 2023? Ooh, I'll tell you what. It's going to be between the Veritas, the Miltaw, and oh man, you know what though? The Drop Bear and the Escort, they came out the end of 2022, right? They're not 2023. Because if they're 2023, that's probably who would have to take it. But I think they're the end of 2022. So it'd be between the Miltaw and the Veritas, probably for sure. What was that other one? There was one other one too. I can't think of it. There was another one that's really dope. Oh, the new one too. Not the Huntsman, but the Doberman. The Doberman and the Huntsman. Those are dope. They did a lot of bangers this year. I'll have to do a video on that. Did she tell you about my hog? Yeah, my house knife. Good knife. Good knife. Titanium and Damas steel for $650. I understand because it's titanium and it's USA made and it's Damas steel. I get that costs money. I get it. And I know that, Benchmade is, how they are. So that they're going to be pricey, especially with lifetime warranty, lifetime sharpening and all that. And overseas, like let's say an overseas knife, it's going to be $350. If you want a Damas steel titanium one, it's going to be like $600. So in reality, I don't think that that's too bad of a price for titanium and Damas steel from the 940. It's tough. It's a tough price, but it's just, I look at it like it doesn't look like it's not that much titanium, like something like this has like triple the titanium, something like that has. So, but I get it though. I'm sure you do, Mom. I'm sure you do. Yeah, new titanium hat. Yes, please on the Kaiser best. Yeah, I'll probably put together a couple videos of like best of the year for each company. Probably like 3 or 4 of those, and then do like all the companies in one, like who did it the best, and or like what is the best, the top 10 of 2023, and then maybe like the top 5 of 2023. But there'll be different price ranges, like obviously you could say the all-around best knives of 2023, right? You can do that, and you can throw in budget knives, expensive knives. But if you're going to do like the best of the best of 2023, you're not going to be able to compare a $50 knife to a $400 knife, right? So you got to separate them into 2 different categories. What do you think of the KIZER Mystic? Has anyone tested the Rex 45? Okay, that was the one I was thinking of, the Mystic. That's another banger too. The problem with the Mystic is that damn front flipper sucks. It sucks bad. You can use it though, so it's not unusable. It's still a usable one. It's just it has the jimping all the way around, so you want to flip it from the top, but you have to flip it from the front. But yeah, that one seems pretty dope. I have not tested the Rex 45. I don't imagine it's gonna do like Spyderco's Rex 45, but I imagine it's gonna do, decent because it's Rex 45 still. I don't know what HRC they're doing it at. If anybody's asked, let me know. Yeah, Benchmade has lifetime sharpening, but they do a really mediocre job. But yeah, well, it's probably the new guys doing that work. The bug out I just bought has the worst factory edge I've had in the last 10 plus knives in the last year. Sad stuff. Yeah. I've seen some good Benchmade edges, but I've also seen some pretty bad ones. Same thing with every company though. I'll say this, the sharpest edges consistently that I've seen have come from 2 companies. One, Spyderco. I'm not saying their grinds are even or that their edge bevels are even. I'm just talking about sharpness. Theirs come very, very sharp, especially if you hit it on a strop once or twice. And then Civivi's come very, very sharp. We Knife Coast too. We Knife does a really good job with their edges, and they're not low angle edges, they're high angle. Spyderco's got nice low angle edges, which is what I appreciate, and also why they're sharp. Was planning on my best knife of the year, getting a Herman with my Christmas bonus. But thanks to you, there's no good ones left. Hopefully he stocks up for them. There will be, Peter. Peter, he'll trust me on this. Check it once a week, if not every other day. There will be new ones like every week or so. He's always putting more on there, but just make sure, for the love of God, use my link. For the love of God, use my damn link. But yeah, he'll have some more. If you watch, I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, Peter, but if you follow him on Instagram, he does post constantly of the knives that are coming soon. So like the knives that are coming next week or whatever. But if you see that, you still have to come back to my channel and use my link. Don't just go to his page and then go to Polish Custom Knives and buy the knife. Come back to my link and click the link. It's in every video, at least in every recent video. It's in the description for you. Thank you, Todd. Levy, what's up, brother? Hey, Jared, have you ever seen Sean O'Connell's knives yet? I got one of his mini rippers in Magnica San. My fucking love it. I'm not sure if I have. Did I see him at Blade Show? I don't think I've seen his stuff yet, but that sounds familiar. The mini ripper, man, I could be wrong, but you try so much stuff at Blade Show that it's hard to remember everything. Peter Flanagan, been a member for 10 months. I will use your link as it's one of the few I can use. You're awesome, Peter. Thank you, man. Thank you. That means a lot to me. It really does. Your Mordax just arrived. Fucking congratulations to you. You're the top guy in the chat right now. I just made everybody fucking jealous. Good for you, Fred. You just made everybody jealous. Everybody just got pissed. Good for you though on the awesome score, man. Awesome knife. Rex 45 is around 63 HRC, so pretty decent. Nice. That's awesome. Happy to hear that. Hose are sharp as fuck. Would be nice if it was 65, but don't see that much on production knives. Yeah, obviously we'd love to see it at 65, but I didn't expect it to be there. I honestly expected it to be like 61. So hearing 63 to me is like, fuck yeah, that's pretty good. Jared, still waiting for your new knife design. The nerve damage with the Japanese American reverse Tonto Persian Chris combo, serrated blade, ball cage, lock, and truck nuts lanyard bead. Coming soon. I would love to link up with Spyderco and do a knife design with the ball lock. If they would collab with me, I would totally try to design a knife to use the Mannix ball lock. But I don't think they would. Doesn't hurt to ask, but I just don't think they would. I got lucky and a couple Hermans before the crazy took off. All I need now is the right mantis when I see it drop. I want to get the dragon. Was it the dragonfly? And what's the other one? There's one other one I want to get. I can't think of the name of it. But my next thing I think is the dragonfly. I kind of want to get one of the badass ones too, like one of the dressed up ones. Holy shit, there are some creepy ass noises coming from the other room, my guys. Huh. Speaking of my bug out, how could I clean it up without a full sharpening? I'm just using a precision adjust elite strop, just didn't help much. Hone it. So you got a precision adjust elite. That means you have a ceramic stone. Use the ceramic stone. Do it very lightly. You can put it in the system or do it freehand. But when you do it, I don't have a stone right here. Otherwise, I could show you. So let's just pretend that this is a stone. You're just going to want to take very gentle passes per side, one per side, very gentle, no pressure, very light. And you're just straightening up your edge and then adding some micro serrations to it. Remember, the stone will do the work. You don't have to do the pressure. Do it a few times per side and then check it. That should work pretty good. Thank you, Todd. Dun, dun, dun. Don't let the front flipper on the Mystic scare you. Just ignore the front flipper and see it as a thumb. Well, I would say you don't have to even avoid it because it still works good. You just have to flip it from the front. That's the thing. So you just have to flip it like this instead of like this. It has jimping that goes up all the way around, so it makes you think you can go from the top, but you just have to go from the front. So the front flipper still works. That's why I couldn't say that it was like a bad thing because it still worked just fine. It just didn't work the way I wanted it to, as far as because the jimping went all the way around it. Anyways, still solid knife. I'd say don't worry about it. Get it. Yeah, it's a good knife. And that fucker is so smooth. That thing will cut your fingers off. You got to watch out with that one. Just like the Mystic. Those things are like just straight guillotines. Like it's almost, and they're solid. So it's a little shocking because you don't expect it. You don't expect it to have like such a free flowingness, like it's loose. That's what it almost feels. It almost feels like everything's loose because it's so smooth. It's almost like the bearings aren't even touching anything. Like it's just floating. The bearings are made out of fucking air. um, let me scroll down, catch up. Oh, it was my fan breaking. We're good, boys. Okay. Uh-huh. I'm sure you still strapped up and went and checked, which is a good thing. Um, that's not to me. Jared, you're a fidget guy. Get the Padre, you'll love it. So I've tried the Padre. I had one here, but are they back in stock right now or something? They're probably not in stock where I'd want them to be. But no, I'm not gonna get it just because they're gonna sell out. So this is the thing. This is one thing you guys gotta understand, and I've been very honest about this. There are knives I get because I want so bad, right? But they are never a good business purchase for my channel. It's better if I can buy knives I absolutely love that they're making more of that I can link. That doesn't mean I don't buy knives, obviously, that I can't fucking barely ever link, that I love, right? TRMs, quiet carries, all kinds of knives, right? But I try to be frugal with that, and because there's so many great knives, and in many cases, even better than those knives that I can. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm having to go find shitty knives, right? There's so many fucking amazing knives I can link. So I don't have to, go and find something that I absolutely, that's just going to be around for a month and it's going to disappear and I'll never see again. And, or at least in stock again. Maybe they'll continue making more. I don't know. And in that case, maybe I will get one. But yeah, it just seemed like they came and went so fast that it stopped me from, wanting to get one because I want to make sure I can, because remember, I don't try to show things on my channel that you guys can't get because you know how mad you guys get. You guys don't even realize. You guys don't even realize how mad you guys get. If I have a video, let's say I do one video with 5 knives that is unobtainable, you can't get it. My comment section will be they'll have their torches ready. Pissed that I even get comments sometimes in videos where they can get everything but like 1 or 2 knives and they'll literally say like everything's sold out. It's like there's one thing sold out, bro. One thing. Or I can't get, like I can't get anything from this list. And it's like, I don't know what to say, man. I try to show and post things that people can get. Ordered the Nightshade Mini. Is that blade shape difficult to sharpen? No. It's just like sharpening any drop point. You'll be fine. The beautiful thing about that blade shape is that it works like a recurve without the downsides of a recurve. The ups of a recurve is that it traps materials so that when you're cutting, you can make long distance cuts. When you have a reverse cut, it traps the ropes or straps, whatever you're cutting. when you're down at a tip, you know, it basically pulls the things into the tip. The downsides are you need a half-inch stone to sharpen it, or a round stone in some cases, depending on how much the recurve is. Well, with that knife, it has all the benefits without the negatives. Carrying the Spyderco stretch in ZDP 189 and put a mirror edge on that bad boy. Loving it. Yeah, ZDP will take a hell of a mirror polished edge. That steel was almost like designed for mirror polishing. Think Rockstead. Think Rockstead. Rockstead mirror polishes like half their knives, and they come out ridiculously sharp. If you like flashlights, have you checked out the Phoenix TK30 white laser? It's amazing. I have not, but I do have a new light coming right now that I'm going to check out for the first time from a company I've never tried before. So I'm going to try out some of their stuff and hopefully get some more stuff from their company on the channel. They have a lot of really cool stuff. So like a lot of like electronic stuff, like battery packs and charging ports and things like that. So hopefully it's good stuff, because I'd love to have a bunch of their stuff on the channel. LMAX Nightshade is still in the top 5 you bought this year. Yeah, that's a good one, man. By the way, there is a sale coming, just so you guys know. I think it's going to start October 30th and run until November something. I can look at it if you guys want. I'll repeat it tomorrow in a video for CJRB. But they're going to have a sale going on, like up to 50% off for like older stuff. And then some of their newer stuff, I think 11 or 12% off, 13% off. And then their brand new stuff, like their stuff that just drops this week. No, they're not going to be for sale, but everything else, like the large pyrite stuff like that's going to be on sale. Rockstead is where I got the idea from you showing yours off. Yeah, man, the Rocksteads are dope. Jared, great chat tonight without being prepared. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. I do my best. I do my best. And no, I was not prepared. Jared, as an industrial design nut, I love getting to experience vicariously through you the incredible range of work done from around the world, be it available or not. Just keep up the great content. Thank you, Average Joe. I do appreciate that. A lot of people, though, while I love showing the engineering and, you know, all that stuff, a lot of people are watching because they want to buy it. And it's not even just like they want to buy everything they watch. It's that when they see something they want, like they'll watch 10 videos, and then the one thing that they want out of those 10 videos, the one thing they fucking want, they can't get. You know, and I don't want that for them. I want them to see something and be like, I can get it right now. And maybe you only have a day or two to get it, but at least when I posted the video, you can get it. Because trust me, that's another thing. I'll post a video a week ago and I'll tell people, hurry up, this thing's going to sell out, yada, yada. 5 days later, a week later, somebody's commenting, they're already sold out. Well, yeah, bro, you got to hit the bell. You got to hit the bell and watch my video when I post it. Don't wait a week to watch it. I understand some people, you know, some people work certain jobs and they're not around but once a week, but you know, I can't help that they sell out. Oh my God, it was my freaking TV. Why the fuck is it just making weird, creepy ass noises? No need to fist fight the demons, boys. Just shoot at them. Blowing holes in the ceiling. Happy birthday, James. Happy birthday to you, brother. Hopefully she does. Hopefully she does. If she does, you know you got a good one. If she does. And then you can tell her Neevesknives said that if she doesn't. You'd be like, you know, I was going to say you were a good one. But Neevesknives said that if you didn't get me a knife, you were replaceable. A few months ago, you linked the KAVISO exclusive Lion Steel M4 and carbon fiber sold out quick. I showed up in the comments to let you know. Yeah, I don't mind that. Like that's fine. I don't mind any comment. Any comment you guys want to leave, I always appreciate. It just helps me out. But I just, I don't like when I have to, when I am showing things and people are upset because it's like I'm rubbing it in their face. I don't want that. I don't want to be the guy because I've been the guy on the other end of that watching. And every time it's like, you always show stuff that literally sold out a month ago and now like nobody can get it. So it's like, it just builds you up and makes you want it more, but you can't get it. It's like constantly showing the Mordax. Can you imagine if every fucking 5 videos I showed the Mordax? People would be pissed. They'd constantly be like, bro, I hate that I can't get that Mordax. Now people were able to get it, but look how fast that sucker sold out. It sold out faster than I could literally, check for it. When is my knife dealer buying a date night? Get 3 car Batmobile, get them bones in your bum, watch at home. I might watch a movie tonight. That just made me think of watching a movie. I don't know why, but Jared, I don't ever watch movies, so I did finally watch John Wick 4 though. Finally fucking seen that. And I did notice there was an OTF in the movie. It wasn't the one that was supposed to be in his pocket, but the little Asian bitch that was in the movie that that was really badass. She had an OTF and she fucked some people up with it. Jared was kind of trained to wait for things because of the supply chain. That is still going on. People should understand that. Yeah, but there's a difference between supply chain and never being able to obtain it. There's a big difference there. Like there's knives right now I have in my collection that I'm not going to sit here and show every week because I know they will never be back in stock. Or maybe if they are, it's going to be like next year. And then there's knives that they come and go so fast in stock, like the Mordax, right? Why are they not making an obscene amount of them? Right? Like that wouldn't that make sense? Like, damn, that smells good. Wouldn't that make sense to just do a whole bunch of them and drop them at GP, Blade HQ, all these other dealers? Only my links, though. Don't go to the places that don't have my links. Anyways, drop a whole bunch of them at all those places and make it to where everybody has an opportunity to get them. Make sure that everybody gets them, and then there's still some left on the shelf. Why? Like, because you know what I mean? Think about like how many Hogue Decas there are and all these other knives. Why not do that with the Mordax? The Mordax is sought after. People are wanting it. Why do people have to go to Blade Show to get it? And I know there were some on the site the other day on Blade HQ. I don't even know how many, but it was probably only 3 because they went so damn fast. So, what are we wearing tonight? So, this is another one I can't stop wearing. It's a banger for the fall. This to me is a beautiful fall fragrance, and it is called Alexandria Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. I've talked about it a bunch of times. It's an absolute fucking banger. Damn it. Um, I picked up the bottle and I got a little whiff of it, and I'm already wearing it, but it smells good to refreshen yourself a little bit. I'll see if I can find a link for it if you guys want to check it out. But it's a banger. It's an absolute banger. It's a sweet. I'll just show you guys the fragrance. It's a sweet. There it is. It's a sweet, spicy fragrance. So here is the notes breakdown. I'll see if I can find a link while you guys are reading the notes. I freaking love it though. Woody, warm, spicy, vanilla, sweet, cinnamon, amber, powdery. So yeah, I mean it's woody for sure. It's definitely got the spiciness, and then it's got the sweetness in there, and you can smell the cinnamon down at the bottom. It almost smells like it has a tobacco note in it, but not a strong one. You can see it's got cognac, cinnamon, tonka bean, vanilla, oak, praline, and sandalwood. So a lot of woods are in this. And then you got cognac, and the cinnamon and the vanilla sweeten it up. It is a gorgeous scent. Very, very good. Very mass appealing. It's definitely a head turner. It's definitely one that lingers in a good way. And when it's the person that catches it, that's where it's lingering, they're gonna get that sweetness of it. mixed with that woodiness that's going to be captivating. And I can't find it. So let me see if I put in fragrance. Okay, nope, I can't find it from these guys, but you can just go online and find a bottle. It's Alexandria Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. You can see it right there if you guys want to get it. It's like, I don't know, it's like 30-40 bucks for this big of a bottle. They have bigger bottles and smaller bottles. You can get just a little sample for like 8 bucks. It is a great fall fragrance. And that's the thing, is that's what I love it for. I probably, if I wore it in the summer, if it was in the hot summer days, I'd wear it at night. But no, this is great fall, winter, and spring fragrance. This is a great nighttime fragrance. Somewhat cooler weather. Doesn't have to be cold weather, but you know, where it's not like blazing fucking hot and you're sweating. You don't want to wear it then. But as long as it's not that type of day, this is fucking beautiful. It's kind of like a spice bomb in a way, but I'm not a huge fan of spice bomb. So, you know, I'm just saying similarities to spice bomb and Azaro Wanted by Night. It's kind of like a mixture between them, in my opinion, but even better. I personally like it better than both of those. Would you recommend the Veneve Diamond Compound on Amazon, the little jars, 3 micron 5? No, I would not. And I'll tell you why. So, one, they're not easy to apply. I do have them. So I've used them. They're good stropping compounds, but they're messy. They take days sometimes to dry. You got to heat the leather up and then let it dry. Just get some damn gunny juice or some stroppy stuff. Go into my link down in the description, my link to HAPSTONE. Go to HAPSTONE and you will see there's gunny juice and stroppy stuff in there. That's what you want. Because like I said, the Veneve stuff, while it's good stuff, it's not as good as that stuff. That stuff you can put on 10 seconds later, you can strop. With the Veneve stuff, you're going to be waiting like 2 days if you're lucky. Thank you, Todd. Yes, there's the link right there. You can literally hit that link, and if you go in there, there's stropping compounds in there. They probably even have Veneve stuff in there, but just go for the gunny juice. I have gunny juice also linked in my store too, if you just want to do that. I came across some pungent smelling folks today, smelling pungent in a good or bad way. I didn't run into anybody today. I got lucky. I did have a great Uber driver the other day though that was wearing a beautiful fragrance, and it made me feel very happy when I jumped in the car, because after that fucking knucklehead the other day, man, oh, it's just, man, sometimes like it almost makes you, when you smell somebody that stinks that bad, it makes you like almost nervous to get into another fucking Uber. Like because you start thinking about, like, man, fucking, how long is this ride? You know? Yeah, get the gunny juice or the stroppy stuff. That's the way to go. Other fall winter fragrance suggestions. Azaro Wanted by Night. That's a really good one. Um, I talked about the last live. Let me find it really quick. If you want a really, really good one that's like very sweet, hold on a second. I'm gonna have to pull something up really quick. Damn it. Let me just go to my channel. So, if you want a really, really banger, but it's heavy on the sweet, but this is literally like the definition of a fall fragrance. Um, oh no, it's not in here. Oh, damn it. Um, Let me just go grab it. Son of a bitch. Sorry, guys. All right, so the one I was trying to tell you about was this one, and it is Stronger with You Intensely. This stuff is a masterpiece, but it's heavy on the sweet. Like, so be prepared for heavy on the sweet, but it's going to remind you of a fall, winter's type fragrance. It's so fucking good. Another really good one, Azzaro Wanted by Night. I can pull up the notes if you guys want me to, but this one's a really good one. This one's super masculine. It definitely has some sweet in there, but it has plenty of spice to overcome the sweetness. I believe it has tobacco in there. Really, really good. Azzaro Wanted by Night. This one's definitely a very masculine fragrance. This one's not going to lean towards the masculine, but it's fucking fire. This one's definitely more masculine. And then you guys know I keep talking about Game Time. Game Time is just, I say this is an all year wearing fragrance. You can wear this any time of the year, but Game Time is one of my #1 recommended fragrances right now. Alexandria Game Time. I think we sold it out the last live, at least from my links. You can get it from their store though. Yes, Stronger with You Intensely. Yes, that's what this one is, right? Yeah, Stronger with You Intensely. Yes, this thing is so good. Quick snoop through his stuff. Paco Rabanne Invictus. Yeah, I don't know if I would say is the Invictus. I don't know. Is the Invictus? I thought the Invictus was just sweet. I don't know if I'd consider that. I'd consider it more of a summer, but maybe I'm wrong. I have one or two of the Invictuses. Nothing worse than a person with poor hygiene to the point that their surrounding absorbs their. Yeah. Yes. And you know, sometimes it like I don't even think it's like poor. I mean, I guess it would be poor hygiene, right? But I think it's a lot of other things, you know, because it's everything mixed together. You know, when you're working all day and you're sitting in a car, like it's one thing, like you're getting used to your scent and you're not doing anything to make sure. There's a difference between like just smelling like shit and not doing anything to make yourself smell good, right? Because there is a happy medium there where you don't smell bad, but you don't smell good. Uh but I think if you do your due diligence to smell good, then you're never gonna have to worry about smelling like shit because you know you smell good. And people will compliment you. They will comment, you know. And the people that make a bad comment, they're the stinky ones. And you know to stay away from them. Because anybody like and this is just the way I think about it. Like if somebody smells a fragrance and they get shocked by it, that to me tells me like what their environment is like, because a fragrance doesn't smell bad, right? If it smells good, right? There are some bad ones. So let me just be clear. If it's not a bad fragrance, if it's a good fragrance and somebody's still shocked by it, that's got to tell you something about them, because it's like it smells good. So if you're bitching about something smelling good, then that means what you're surrounded by stinks like shit and you're just not used to stuff smelling good. I mean, this, you know, kind of like a lot of, you know, anyways, you know, I kind of say like cat people, you know, cat people sometimes don't realize how bad their place can smell from the litter boxes and cat piss and the cat spraying and going through heat and all those things. They can make it to where you don't even notice it. You can't even smell it no more. Like you walk into their house, if you walk in their house, you're like, holy shit, how do they not notice that this place smells like cat piss? But they ain't got a clue because they can't smell it. They're just desensitized to it. Yes, Voyage smells great. Voyage is a great one for 20 bucks. If you're looking for a good summertime fragrance for like 20-30 bucks, you can get a, yeah, it's so cheap, but and it didn't used to be that way. You know, a few years ago that shit was 60 bucks for the same bottle. So it's just now, you know, they've had it for a while. So but that stuff, yeah, that's a very good one. Finding Tom Ford Ombre Leather, tough to beat for the fall. I almost grabbed that one just now, my knockoff of it. I got the amber and leather instead of ombre leather. It's amber and leather, but it's supposed to be just the same, which is really good. But I will say, I personally like the Musk and Hustle's version of it way better than both of them, because they have like a concentrated version of it in like a roller. Oh my god, it is so good. Musk and Hustle 201, one of my all-time favorite fragrances. Aventus, well, that's if you like Aventus, then you have to try this. If you like Aventus, Paper Tiger, you have to try this. Don't not try this. Trust me. Alexandria Game Time. If you like Aventus, get Alexandria Game Time. It's only 44 bucks for this bottle right here. It's not very expensive. It's Aventus mixed with Baccarat Rouge 540. That's what it is. So they take Baccarat Rouge 540 and Aventus, make a baby, and this is the baby. And it is fucking amazing. It's so good. I've had people literally stop me and ask me what I'm wearing because they want to buy it, and buy it like literally right there in front of me. It's fire. Yes, I love the Musk and Hustle shit. Bones Jones does not. He does not like the rollers. He likes the spray. I get it. And I like the spray too, but I don't mind the rollers. I like doing a little roll, little roll here, dabba, dabba, dabba. I like that shit. And it's so concentrated. It's not like a spray. It's an oil. So it is very powerful. And I love that. Jared turned me on to the Game Time. Hell yeah. I hope you love it, John, because it's such a good one, right? It's so damn good. It's hard to beat. Yes, Aventus and Baccarat. Yeah, it's hard to beat, man. As far as like a super versatile masculine fragrance, because it's not just, it's something that like it almost can fit anywhere. That's what I love about it. You can wear this on a date. You can wear this out to the club. You can wear this to a holiday event. You can wear this to a sporting event. You can just wear it anywhere. It's that type of fragrance where it's gonna smell. Yeah, I even wore this fucker to the gym. That's how much I like it. As long as it's not dudes smelling me. Well, wear good fragrances and it'll be the girls smelling you. What is a really good under $100 fragrance for someone who hates everything except Aqua di Gio? Only thing I've been able to stand. Versace Dylan Blue, I think, is one way I would push you. I'd push you towards Versace Dylan Blue. That's the number one place I would send you. And then after that, I would send you towards Alexandria Game Time. It's nothing like, if you want something similar to Aqua di Gio, I can give you something similar to that. But I would say try either Sauvage or Versace Dylan Blue. That's where I would push you towards. Now, if you want something just like Aqua di Gio, I can give you something like that. Like, for an example, something that's kind of close to that, that's even better in my opinion, Versace Pour Home. Versace Pour Homme, it has a similarness to the Aqua di Gio, but it's also very different. But it has like, the same type of fragrance, like where you wear it and everything. It's really good, really really good. I know you'd like that. Too much cologne too much cologne is definitely not great. And that's super cheap ones that you buy by the gallon. Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to overdo it. That's why you got to do it right. But that's why also there's a difference, right? So cheap fragrances, right? Like these are all high quality fragrances, what I'm showing. Cheap fragrances are the ones that when you really put on, like they don't leave a good sillage. They don't dry down well. Good fragrances dry down to a beautiful fragrance. So like as it dries down, it doesn't smell like shit. And then another thing is that a good fragrance, you're not putting on like a fucking whore, because it's true, they're pricier, right? And you don't want to waste it. And you don't have to. They're more powerful. They have better oil. So you can just give yourself one dab, one on the chest, one on the back of the neck, maybe one on the arm, maybe not. Usually I just, the chest and the back of the neck, and you're good. And now, you'll last 6 to 8 hours. And if it's a certain fragrance, you'll last fucking 16 hours. So it just depends on the fragrance. But there's some that don't last very long. Like I have one right here, this Dolce & Gabbana, the one. This is a great tobacco fragrance, but it doesn't last very long. It's very light. This one you could literally overdose on. You could spray as much as you want on this. It will never be overpowering because it's just not that type of fragrance. It's a tobacco, like a mentholy tobacco fragrance, and it's very masculine, very good, but it's not very strong, and it, you know, it dies down pretty quickly. But some of these other ones though, like say Mancera Red Tobacco, this fucker will last 48 hours, especially if it's on clothing. But this stuff is not for everybody, right? You gotta specifically like spicy tobacco for this one. Good night, Mom. I love you. Thank you for joining, and I hope you feel better. I got Gucci Guilty on the way. EDC. I actually got Gucci Guilty on the way. Mark P says, I'm kind of embarrassed to say my favorite cologne since I was a kid is Abercrombie Fierce. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great fragrance. But I'm no expert on scents, learning a lot from you though. Mark, dude, that's a fantastic fragrance. If you like that though, I'm telling you, you'll like some of the ones I'm mentioning because like the Fierce, there is a bunch of fragrances that literally after that fragrance came out, they like did a whole bunch of other versions just like it on purpose because they knew how popular that one was. That was so popular when it first came out. So there are tons of options that are very similar to that one. But I'm telling you, if you like that one that's very different, but also very mass appealing, you got to trust me on this. It's very different. It's nothing like Abercrombie Fierce, but it's mass appealing, just like the Fierce is Versace Dylan Blue. I'm telling you, try that. You can't hate it. You can't hate that fragrance. Everybody will like it. Any girl will like it. Girls freaking love it. Like it's an ambroxan bomb, and ambroxan bombs are usually the ones that women want the most on men. Red Tobacco is the weekend fragrance. Yeah, Red Tobacco, man. It's definitely I wore it yesterday. Oh man, it's so good. I freaking love this stuff, but it is very, very potent and very, very powerful. This shit, you gotta like the dry down because this first opening, it's a little sharp, so you have to wait for it to dry down. But once it dries down, oh, it's beautiful. Um, that's at the top of a fragrance priorities list. It should be. Yes, yes, yes. Gucci's really good. Didn't think I would like. Yeah, I got some on the way, so I'm gonna try it. Girls love Baccarat Rouge 540. That's why you have to get Game Time, John. That's why you got to get Game Time because well, you already know. But that's why everybody else needs to get Game Time. Is for that very reason. Yes, girls love Baccarat Rouge 540. Men love, and also women love Aventus. Having them both mixed in one bottle, you would not think, smelling them individually, that they would be such a good masterpiece after they make a baby, but they do. Have you seen the Wee Orpheus yet? I don't think so. The Wee Orpheus, it looks a bit like the Nefaris. I don't think so. I don't think I have. Versace Dylan Blue in association with Smoky Mountain Knife Works presents Neevesknives. Platinum by Chanel. I love I do got some Chanels that I like, but I really like Coach Platinum. That's a leather suede fragrance. Really, really good. Very masculine. Great for fall. Um, it's a leather fragrance, but damn, it is good. If you guys didn't see it, go watch my fragrance video, and you'll see a lot of bangers in there. Dolce Gabbana Classic is my mature go-to. That's what this is. This is Dolce Gabbana the One, and it's a tobacco fragrance. It's good. Lots of tobacco leaf in that one. Every guy needs to get Game Time. Yes, every guy does. Hopefully they'll be back in stock on Amazon soon, so I can link them. It's weird how like they ran out so fast um after I talked about it because I would you think they'd have more on Amazon, but it's like almost like all their fragrances are gone. Let me see if I can find any of their fragrances on there. Alexandria fragrance. Yeah, I'm not finding any of the fragrances anymore. And the other day, it was packed. Literally, like there were so many of them. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they just took them off because they want to sell them only at their store or something or what. I need to contact them and say, what the fuck? Replica Jazz Club. Yes, is fire. And there's a 3.5-ounce bottle for 98 bucks. Yeah, I'm gonna get that one. I've got the small bottle right now. I am definitely getting the big bottle. That's a gem right there. Replica Jazz Club smells like it's a boozy tobacco fragrance. It's supposed to smell like cocktails and cigars. It's supposed to smell just like a jazz club, a 2013 jazz club. And I don't know how true that is, but I would say that it smells banger. Like it's not going to be for everybody. You definitely want to sample it, but to me, after I sampled it, I could not get enough of it. Like I just wanted more and more and more of it. And now, like I barely have any left in a bottle. What knife steel would you avoid for wood craft chopping in like a Bowie S110V? S110V, Maxace, any type of high carbide, high wear resistant steel, except for like MagnaCut. MagnaCut would be a good steel to get. But what else would I avoid in a big wood chopper? A lot of steels, man. A lot of steels I would avoid. I would try to find something in MagnaCut, Crewwear, 14C28N, 3V, Nitro V, S35VN, something like that. Or a carbon steel, like you know, 1095 or something. But I'd go for the other ones first. Remember ruling the world just by wearing Dracar Noir? I miss the 90s. It's not the 90s anymore, man. Tell us a story. I'm going to pack the vape. All right, let's get to story time. We are about the end of the show, so might as well tell a story. What story should I tell? I was thinking of one the other day. I've told before, but now I can't remember which one it was. I don't want to tell anything sad. Um, I'm just trying to check to see how many people are in here. Because I can't see it on here. It's so weird that they don't tell me how many people are in here. 121. All right, so story time. What kind of story should we tell? What kind of story should we tell? I've got to do homework. Night, everybody. See you later, Palmer. I have the Leak Edge MagnaCut. That's cool. That's very cool. Tell us the story of how. Of how? How what? Peter! Another 5 crackers. Thank you, man. You need to do a fragrance video before Christmas for the guys that are getting pestered for what they want. I will definitely try to do that, but I'll tell you what, the last one I just did tanked. It bombed. Like the worst video I've done in a long time. And I put a lot of work into that video. A lot of fucking work. Like 3 days into that video. So talk about a loss. That's like working for 3 days and doing a net negative. Tell a story about your pimping days with my strong pimping hand. No, I did I probably shouldn't tell this story. Um I did hook up with this girl who was about that life and was trying to get me. I'm not gonna tell this story. But I was just to say she was trying to get me to like pimp her out, and I just couldn't do it. I'm not down for that shit. Old story but funny. Old story but funny. Tell us a story about your coyote eating kittens. I do got a coyote eating kitten story. For a woodcraft or chopper, I would 100% get a carbon steel 3V. Yeah, there you go. There's a bunch. Yeah, 80 CRV2. I wish I would have thought of that one. I don't know why I didn't think of that one. That's what my knife's about to be made out of. That's literally a combat steel. Any stories from Rockford? No, so I have family in Rockford, but I don't really have any stories besides like doing like runs, there, but nothing ever really happened or transpired. Um, huh. Okay. Um, Man, some of these stories, man, I feel kind of bad telling because, like, you know, they're not the best stories. Um, so this one time there was this tornado that came. Ah, no, I don't want to. Fuck, man. Damn it. Let me think of something else. Because that's like a burglary story, and would love to see 14C used in some choppers. Me too. Tell a story about your friend that passed and when. What's that? Tell the story about your friend that passed and when you went past the place. It got surreal. He's talking about. So I've had a few friends that passed, but I think you're talking about the one when I was a kid. Me and my buddy, we went out and we were all just being kids. We were like going to stores and we were like stealing shit. You know, we used to wear big ass baggy clothes, big ass baggy coats and stuff. And the reason why, or one of the reasons why, was because you could grab something and pull it up your sleeve and nobody would even see it. And you could pull your arm all the way into the inside of your coat and you could stuff it down your pants if you had to or whatever, right? The point is that you could get your arms inside your coat. You guys remember that, where you literally pull your arm inside your shirt? But the sweaters were so baggy, or your coats were so baggy, you could just do that on the drop of a dime. So we'd walk around stores and stuff, and we were ganking shit, you know, just being kids, riding around on bicycles with handlebars, you know, where like one person's riding the bike, the other person's on the handlebars. And we're riding around doing stupid shit, and a cop stops us and starts fucking with us. I think we were like smoking a cigarette or I think that's what we were doing. We were smoking a cigarette and kind of like hiding behind something. We were young, like very young. And he pulls up and starts harassing us. Well, starts wanting to search us, right? My buddy was able to get everything he had into his thing and jock it really quick. I wasn't as fast as he was at that time, and got caught off guard and wasn't able to jock anything. So the cops started searching us and found some shit on us, some bad things and a couple things that he thought were stolen. Choose right. But so what he did was he was threatening us, saying he was going to go over to all the stores nearby right here, and he was going to go check the cameras, and that if we were in there stealing anything, that he was going to come back and get us, you know, because he knew who we were. He already, like, when he pulled up, he knew my buddy's name, first name. And I didn't have a reputation yet in this area, so he didn't know my name, but he knew after that. I wound up getting a reputation after this. But anyway, so he wound up letting us go. And the fucked up part is, so what happened was we went back to my house and, you know, hung out for a second. My buddy had to leave and he was like, oh fuck, I gotta go, whatever, you know. And I was like, all right, man, see you later. And he takes off, and he lives, you know, like a couple miles away down a country ass road from where we were. And he winds up a lady, he's riding his bike on the side of the road going home. He's like, I don't know, quarter mile from his house. He's so close. Like, he's literally on the road to his house. His house is right there. You could see it if it was daytime. And a lady was driving, putting makeup on, and swerved and hit him. And it hit him. He got launched 150 feet, died on impact. And yeah, so, and I found out obviously the next day going to school, you know, and the cop never showed up, but I can't help but think, I wonder if that cop thought something like, man, if I would have just arrested those kids, that he wouldn't even be dead right now. You know, that's maybe, I don't know if he thought that way or not, you know. Um, Technically he didn't have real reason. I mean, he had like minor things to arrest us for, but I think he was trying to be cool, you know, to some extent by letting us go. But a year later, I was riding my bike down that exact same road. And what's crazy is because there was like a memorial on the side of the road for him, exactly where he got hit. So you knew right in the area he got hit because you could see the thing, you know. So I was riding my bike going to my other buddy's house, which is a little bit past my buddy that died's house, and there was an apartment thing a little bit past dude's house. Anyways, while I'm riding my bike, my fucking tire pops right where he got hit. It just pops. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was just thinking it's just a, coincidence or whatever, but it was weird where it popped. And I remember thinking that. So then I had to walk my bike all the way to my buddies, did whatever. I don't know. Like a month later, I don't know how long after, but sometime later after that, I did that again. And I took my bike, went back on the road, was going to my buddy's house to his apartment, and was literally going down the road, and exactly where he died again, bam, my tire popped again. I don't know if there was glass in the road. Maybe it was just a specific spot. There was glass still from the accident. I don't know, but I didn't see anything like that. But it was just weird that should happen. Now check this out. This is another weird thing that happened, which has nothing to do with him. I know it doesn't. It got to do with space, but I was on the way to his headstone, to his grave, his actual grave, and on the way to the grave, it's out on like a road called Cemetery Road that's like almost black, like it's so deserted, like there's no like street lights. This is south of Chicago. It's not even like in the area like Chicago. It's like south of Chicago, so like by Joliet and shit. Anyways, so we're riding bikes, doing the handlebar thing again on handlebars. You guys know what I'm talking about with handlebars, where one guy's riding the bike and the other guy's sitting on top of the handlebars, and that's how you guys ride. Well, that's what we used to have to do. Sometimes you had pegs. Somebody might be on the back with pegs, but in many cases you didn't have fucking pegs. Anyway, so we're riding to the grave, and out of nowhere, a ball of fire inside the sky just lights up the whole sky and is going across the sky, and then it just disappears, and then it comes back, and it's like going across the sky. It just disappears, and all of a sudden it reappears again. It disappears and it reappears again, but it's so big it stretched across the entire sky. Like, if thinking about distance in the sky, it had to have been like I don't know, 1,000 miles. I don't even know, like, to stretch all the way across the sky like that. Like, it was so big. At the time, I didn't know what the fuck it was. We started thinking it was like an alien attack or something. We didn't know. We were kids, right? But now I know it was a meteor. That's what it was happening. It was some sort of meteor coming through the atmosphere, and it was going in and out. So it's like jipping in and out of the atmosphere, and that's why it was disappearing and then coming back. So it was like the atmosphere is going around, so it was like skipping through in and out of the atmosphere, which is crazy. And it was like one of the craziest things I had seen at that time. We just sat there like what were we supposed to do? Like, it was almost speechless. We were like waiting for a bomb. Like, that's what it kind of felt like. Like, is this the end of time? It's crazy when we seen it. But yeah, man. I know that was kind of, I didn't want to tell a sad story, so I tried to make it a little bit better. But I'd always go back to, his grave and, go pay my respects and stuff. He was awesome. He was just so young when he died, though, because we were just little kids, man. Like teenagers, but still kids, But that was the first friend that I lost that, like, was like my best friend and that died. I'm in Scotland, use a lamia knife and tool and the hiney, but don't know any others. Jared still speeds. Moral of the story. I wasn't driving, so but yes. I definitely had my fair shares of speeding shit and wrecking and things like that and stupid stuff. Dumbass things. I can think of so many dumb things that I don't even want to say, because it's like knowing what I was doing, it's just so retarded that like nobody should be doing it, But when you're young, man, you're so full of like just testosterone and balls and no brains, and you're willing to do things that are like could end your life so fast. It's so weird. It's weird the way men are when they're younger, how like there's just no thought, no care in the world, like, in a split second this could kill you, but it's like you're fucking doing it anyways. Like, let's do it. I was riding on the handlebars barefoot once, and my babysitter hit a bump. My feet went to the spokes, flipped the bike, and landed on my face. My feet were chewed up too. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know what you're talking about. Anybody who used to ride handlebars like that knows that, because everybody's had that shit happen. Just like getting your toe in the chain and shit. Man, it's like getting your penis caught in your zipper. I remember when my sister lost a friend in the 3rd grade, and she still talks about her. Yeah, when you're young like that, it's definitely like it impacted me big time, because that was, my best friend, so it was, when you're that young, your friends are everything to you, everything. And he was like a ride or die friend. He was like, that type of friend. Me and him were doing like a lot of dirt. And since we were doing so much shit, it made us even closer. We had to have each other's backs, getting into fights and running from cops and all kinds of shit. So it made us even closer. It made us like brothers. And then, years later, my brother dies. So I've definitely had my share of deaths. I've lost a lot of friends, a lot of friends. More friends than I can even probably count. Like right now, just thinking in my head, like I have just like a plethora of faces going through my head right now that are dead. But live fast, die young, right? Um, but anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. It's about that time. Next time I'm gonna have things written down, so we'll have a good story time, and we will we'll have some fun the next time. I'll make sure I write down a list up until Saturday. We used to ride in the back of our buddy's truck at 90 miles an hour and throw Walmart shopping carts on the empty highway and watch it throw sparks for 100 plus yards. My dad, my dad used to get things, right? And sometimes we'd have to get rid of things. And he'd tell me, like, he'd be like, hey boys, load up. He'd like me, like my buddy, or like me and my cousins, whatever, right? It would have to load up in the back of his truck and go down a deserted road so we could get rid of all this shit, right? Fucking oil drums going down the back of a truck, and just you could just see, like, you could just imagine the mess. Um, but just because you got to get rid of the shit, so uh, what's the fastest amount of power you have been in a car? Not that fast, like 150. Like, not nothing crazy. 140, 150. Um, yeah, I mean, I've been pretty fast on a bike, on motorcycles, but even then, not nothing so crazy. Not that I wouldn't. Um, but yeah, probably like 140, 150 maybe. I've driven some pretty fast cars, but yeah, bikes, I've driven a lot of bikes too, so but yeah, it's, that's still fast as shit, though. When you get over 100 miles an hour, 110, 120, 130, like, it's fucking fast, man. It's crazy how fast, you're going when you get over that speed. Um, yeah, we used to throw stuff at signs all the time. We learned, "Don't mess with mailboxes because it's a federal offense." I knew someone that filled theirs with the concrete and put a brick thing around it because somebody kept going by and hitting it with a baseball bat. So the last time fucking they did it, they must have fucked themselves up because the baseball bat was laying there, because it was filled with concrete. So um Polish custom knives is going to be my Christmas present to myself. Good for you, man. I'm glad for that. And um I wonder which one you're gonna get. That's what I'm curious on, because there's a lot of bangers and there's always new ones coming in. So, guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for sitting here shooting the shit. Like I said, the next time I will make up, a better list, or a list, period, to sit here and talk about and have some good old fucking topics or things that are coming. I do have a lot of badass videos coming. I did finally get to mostly finish that ballistics gel video. So hopefully I'm able to put that out tomorrow or the next day. I might want to film one more scene on it. It's been so long, and I've been working on it for so long, that I'm pissed. I'm actually upset at the video because what happened was I had everything recorded and the scenes were perfect and I wasn't recording. So I didn't have everything recorded. I did everything, but I wasn't recording. I thought it was recording and it wasn't. And sometimes that happens. And so I literally spent all this money on all this stuff, did this badass video, fucked it all up. Anyways, work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.